What's going on, my people? It's your boy, Mr. OBF, back one time for your mind. Welcome to the OBF, the network, people. Make sure you guys hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the bell button, so you guys get the live streams when we go live, people. And if you can, donate to the channel, go to OBF The Real, Cash App, and donate to the channel, people. We highly appreciate anything you guys can donate to the channel. All right, people, listen. I would like to say to Austin, Metcalf, Austin's father, the father, I meant to put up that. That's Austin Metcalf. I meant to put his father up there. Hold on. Give me a second. I fucked up. Oh, I think I fucked up. Shit. There we go. My bad, people. Yeah, I got it. Okay. So Austin Metcalf, Austin's dad, thank you. Thank you for proving black people like me right about a lot of you white folks. Thank you. I thank you. I thank you. Listen, people, the man didn't look high. He didn't sound intoxicated. Nothing. Sound like something deep down in his core, who he is as a racist. But thank you, Austin Dad. Thank you very, very much for proving black people right about a lot of you white folks. He decided, listen, let me explain something to you. I did this shit last show, and I mean what I say. As a society, we should all feel somewhat of a responsibility of what these kids what happened to these two kids. I'm not going to talk too evil or badly about the dead, which is Austin. I'm not going to talk bad about that kid, right? But the behavior of Austin in this situation with Carmelo, now you can understand kind of how this kid got his temperament and who was raising him. Listen, this is what listen, and I'm gonna say this to the Anthony family, the mother and father. What the fuck are y'all doing? What the fuck are y'all doing? Why are y'all out here doing interviews? What the fuck are y'all doing? And Austin Metcalf, Austin Dad, you know, you are a disgrace to society. I feel bad that Austin had a dad like you. I'm sorry that kid had to grow up. Oh, I'm sorry. You wasn't in the household. Actually, you was very, very much divorced. And there's nothing wrong with it. Not saying that he maybe wasn't in these kids' life and shit like that because him and the wife was split or whatever the situation is. But for you to go on a racist rant for 3 hours because you're stupid ass. And listen, I want to say this to all adults out there. Grow the fuck up. The internet is making people be childish. Yes. People say stupid shit in comments. People do say stupid shit. They get on the internet and say stupid shit. Stay the fuck off of it. Listen, and some people try to make excuses for this man. Listen, I don't give a damn about how he feels at this point. Listen, yes, do people say fucked up shit when they angered? Yes. But this is not what this is. This is not what this is. This man literally did a 3-hour show and went on a racist rant of feedback and disrespecting the Anthony family and shit like that. And I watched their interview. They didn't say nothing bad about their family, or Austin's family, or Austin. They didn't disrespect them. But I still prefer them to shut the fuck up. Honestly. Number one, they ain't even in a good headspace to be doing fucking interviews a day or two after the fucking trial. I mean, after your son get convicted of murder and sentenced for 35 years. You ain't even in a good headspace. Go sit the fuck down and get another good lawyer, get a very good, decent lawyer, and appeal your son's shit. But I do not need to hear from his family. Nobody. Shut the fuck up. And to the Austin family, Metcalf family, listen, man, I ain't gonna put this on the wife, but Austin father need to shut the fuck. Listen, thank you for showing us how racist you are. Don't tell me you ain't racist. If you ain't racist, you don't say racist shit. Sorry, I'm sick of racist ass white people trying to pretend that they're not racist after they say racist shit. Stereotyping black people like all black people is this way. You people, right there, you being racist. If I got a problem with white people, I say some white people or whatever. But I don't try to, unless I mean every white person, I will say every white person. So when you say you people, you talking about all of us. And you don't know all of us. You have no fucking clue how I feel to be black. Then talking about y'all gave us a handout. Who's y'all? Listen, bro. Thank you, Austin Dad, for proving my point. And this is why black people like me always say when shit like this happens, incidents when it comes between black and white people in certain situations, our first reaction to a lot of this shit by racist, yo. It's a high percentage this shit is about race. And God damn it, Austin Dad, thank you. You proved our point. I don't want to hear about he's grieving. I don't want to hear about that shit. Fuck out of here. Go drink or something. I mean, go do some meth or something. Do something. I don't know what the fuck, but not get your ass on a live stream for 3 hours and rant and rave and go off on a rave racism rant. Because you're on the internet watching and listening to what people are saying. If you can't be respectful without being racist to combat what some people are saying, then you shouldn't even be speaking. But I'm not trying to hear that he was angry. I'm not trying to hear that the man is grieving. I'm not trying to hear that shit. You cross the line. Once you cross the line, listen, I'm not giving people passes for shit that they should know better of. This man is probably in his 50s or some shit like that. He look older than that. He look like he about 60. Listen, I'm not giving people passes for mistakes that you most likely would make when you're younger. This is a grown-ass man. You crossed the line. Now you got racist. Fuck you and your whole family. Like, that's just how I feel at this point. You can't talk shit about a whole community, a whole race of people, and then think that somehow, some way, we put into those black people that was out there running their fucking mouth, talking about, oh, some of you black people always trying to make it about race. If your dumbass want to live in La La Land, live there. Don't come over here trying to check us. Because at the end of the day, we wind up proving you stupid motherfuckers wrong. This shit is about race. Anything that got to do with black people, 90-something, 95% of the times when it comes dealing with white people, it's about race. I don't give a fuck if they're good or bad. It's about race. Just like when people talk about this ain't about politics, everything's about politics. The fuck are we talking about here? People want to be stuck in like living in this weird ass bubble, trying to ignore racism. It's right there in your face. These people are literally got the balls and the galls to come out. And he did a 3-hour video to actually literally come out and say racist shit. But hey, to those black folks that got out, get in their car, did videos, talking about this ain't about race. Why you black people always trying to make this about race? And Carmody was wrong. You didn't even see the video that they didn't show. They didn't put out to the public. It's the video that's out that they jumped Carmelo. And I don't give a fuck who you are. If motherfuckers jumping me and I got a knife, I'm going to get the poking. What the fuck is wrong with y'all? Listen, thank you, Austin's dad, for proving black people like me right. Makes me sleep better at night. At least I know I ain't tripping. And I ain't over-exaggerating. Like, come on, King, you know. No. Shout out to my brother LT in the building. What up, LT? Shout out to my brother Bell in the building. What up, brother Bell? Listen, I'm with you on that. My whole thing about his dad, the dad, is that he brought up all these stereotypes, and motherfucker, you are part of the same club. You're not in the household with these kids. You get to see them on weekends when you get to. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? Your kids was being raised by a single mother. What the fuck are you talking about? You people. I guess you part of that too then. Like, it was just a... Let's just get into this shit. This dude making my stomach hurt.
Reporting live from Ibis Club, Fight Plus News, I'm Janab.
You people hang your hat on the dumbest I've ever seen. Man, let me make something racist up so y'all can go viral. I got a new name for Mello, okay? Because he was such this little boy I was trying to portray. How about Watermelon Fella? How's that one strike you? I hope he enjoyed his first night in SL last night. Because he's going to have many nights to think about what the fuck he did.
Now, I want to go back. Because I want y'all to hear one of the first things he said. So when racist people that try to come out and pretend that this man is not racist, because he said this, I want y'all to hear this very clearly what he said before he went off on his little racist rant, because he meant it to be racist. Okay? And to all the stupid black folks that sat there and tried to tell other black folks like us that we always make things about race, you need to shut the fuck up and get on the right side. Stop always trying to play both fences. Stop doing that. You actually you enable these type of racist people when you do shit like that and say shit that y'all say. You fucking sellouts. Like, god damn. You always gotta sell your people out. I'm like, yo, god damn. Get on the right side. We know what the fuck we talking about over here. Listen, our hunches and our guts is right. And the experience and the wisdom that we got and to our ancestors that's probably running through our souls and probably telling us, yeah, this shit about race. We know what the fuck we talking about. We know what racism is. We know when we see it. We can feel the energy of that shit. But I want you to listen to this dude again. Clearly in the beginning, so you understand that he is a racist. And And I'm not trying to hear all that shit. He's still grieving bullshit. He ain't drunk. He ain't high. The man look much sober. He looks sober to me. It looked like he's just angry because he's sitting on social media watching shit on social media, getting himself upset when he needs to be just turning all that shit off, maybe go on a vacation or something, all that $500,000 that he got, and go on a fucking vacation and clear his mind. Take it, matter of fact, take family, take the mother of your kids, your baby mama, on a vacation, y'all get away or something. How about you do that instead of getting your funky racist white ass on a live stream for 3 hours going on a racist rant? So no, this ain't about him having he's mourning. No, he's just a racist. It's in him. He's been wanting to say this shit. While of a sudden he's going on this rant. People been, a lot of the shit that he's probably talking about, people said, they probably said this shit way before the trial, when the trial was going on. But you waited after Carmelo got convicted. But okay. Listen, either way, if he'd have said this shit after, say Carmelo got off, I probably understand it more. He's still a bitch ass motherfucker. And like I said, you racist motherfuckers, y'all say this shit, but you walk up to black people and say that to them and see what happened to you. You motherfuckers is crazy, man. But I want y'all to listen to what this evil piece of shit said. And listen, and this is why, listen, people, I told you, your kids is a reflection of who you are. Excuse me. Kids just don't pick up shit when they outside a lot. Their behaviors, their mannerisms, who they are, a core of their beliefs, at the core of who they are, is how you raise them. Okay? Listen, I did a lot of bad shit in my life, but I still got good shit that my mom, I learned, my mom, my dad told me, aunts and uncles told me good shit that makes sense to me now, and I wanted to using that shit to be a better person. Try to be good every day. So even though I grew up in a fucked up environment, family was fucked up, drugs, alcoholics, I grew up in it all. Dangerous neighborhood. I kept certain cores. Kept certain principles. Shit that I wouldn't cross lines with when I was in the streets either. Saying, nah, man, I ain't doing that shit. We don't kill kids. We don't shoot kids. We don't kill people. Try to beat people up with their kids there, their mama there. We don't disrespect, you know what I mean? We don't disrespect people's mothers. We don't do shit like that. We don't shoot up people's mothers' homes and all that shit. We don't do that. Like, it's core shit. Never mind. Let me move on. Because, see, never mind. Let's move on. But I want y'all to hear what he says in the beginning so you understand exactly what he said.
Reporting live from Irish Club, Fight Plus News. I'm John out.
You people hang your hat on the dumbest I've ever seen. Man, let me make something racist up so y'all can go viral. I got a new name for
He said, let me make up something racist to go viral. Why would you want to do that? If you're not a racist, why would you want to make up something racist to go viral? You know, when this case first came out, and the mother and the father, they came out doing interviews and shit, and I was like, yo, what the fuck is they doing? Why the kid just died? Who does this shit? I said, why would they come out here and do that shit? Father is going to, you know, nobody, you didn't see the Anthony family go to their their interviews and shit and try to, you know, disrupt their shit. Their father went to their press conference to get in some bullshit. And you know, it's like I couldn't imagine that if this piece of shit would have rolled up on me like that at a press conference for that I'm doing to protect my kid, and you come there with that bullshit, I'm gonna say, sir, look, do you want to have a real conversation, or you want to take this shit to a whole nother level? Because the way how you feeling, we can find somewhere with no cameras or no anything, and we can go ahead and fight this out. Get what's off your chest. Because you being here is very inappropriate. Like, you get what I mean? Like people, like, I don't understand why people think it's okay to just do shit. Some shit is just inappropriate. It's not the right time. Read the room, motherfuckers. But to my point to Austin Dad is, why you gotta make up something racist? Why is that even in your spirit at this point? Because your dumbass is watching shit on the social media, getting yourself all riled up. You're still grieving. Y'all fucked up. Because I believe he probably, as racist as he is, I believe he misses his son. Come on now. This is kid. I ain't that, listen, I'm not that petty. Right? But just like Austin, I don't think Austin's supposed to, I didn't want him to die. I didn't think he's supposed to die on no shit like that. But like I said, shit happens when you take matters in your own hand when you don't supposed to. You never know what can happen. But anyway, why is this on your mind? People can say he's grieving. You can't tell people how to grieve. Yes, I can. When you cross the line of being racist and shit like that, yes. Especially when you're pretending that you're not a racist, you're Christians and all this other bullshit. On one hand, part of the interview, he says that he forgive Carmelo. If you forgive him, why are you disrespecting him? If you forgive somebody, why are you being racist towards this kid? And his parents didn't do you anything wrong. They did the same exact thing that you would have did if the shoes was on the other foot. If their son would have got killed and Austin would have did that. You would have did the same thing. Get behind your kid and support him. You know, that's the bad thing about this, man. And people keep trying to make excuses. You can understand both sides of the family of how they feel. Because if the roles was reversed, both families would do the exact same thing. So I don't understand why Austin parents mainly Austin parents is out here wilding. What are they wilding for? You forgive the son. Well, what the fuck are you mad at the parents for? They didn't stab your son. How about y'all do an interview together? Take some time, grieve, and maybe reach out to them and say, look, let's sit down and have a conversation. But let me just say this. I wouldn't sit down with y'all because y'all was saying y'all okay with him getting 35 years. So if I'm the parents, no. I don't want to sit down with you anyway. But my point is, he says in this video, let me make up something racist to go viral, right? Mind you, Watermelon, you ain't make that up. Watermelon felon, you didn't make that up. You probably heard it from somewhere. You probably heard it from one of them dark web type of shit internet, from one of them racist YouTubers, social media motherfuckers. That's where you probably heard it from. You ain't just make that up. It came out your mouth too easily and quickly. It came out. You ain't say, let me think about it. No, it came straight out. You ain't make up nothing. You probably been saying it. But thank you. I'm so glad that you proved me right about being racist. And listen, no, let's move on.
Reporting live from Irish Club, Fight Plus News. I'm John Out.
You people hang your hat on the dumbest I've ever seen. Let me make something racist up so y'all can go viral. I got a new name for Mello, okay? Because he was such this little boy I was trying to portray. How about Watermelon Felon? How's that one strike you? I hope he enjoyed his first night in that cell last night. Because he's going to have many nights to think about what the he did.
Now, to be very, very honest, from the black community, maybe can't speak for all, but majority of us, how about we say we hope your son not resting very easily in hell? How about that? Like, the insults is first of all, I'm not saying that, but I'm just saying, what if we just said that? Right? Nobody talked bad about this kid, his son. So I don't know why. He might have seen some shit, but for shit that I seen, people wasn't talking bad. They just said, a lot of black people was like, this shit is about race. Why the fuck would this kid put his hands on him? Why this kid thought he had authority? We broke down certain shit that's common sense, a lot of us. But we didn't talk bad about the kid like the kid got what he deserved. I still don't think that's what he deserved to die. But it was very possible that could happen when you put your hands on somebody. That's how we look at it. We feel bad that the kid is dead. So let me just say this. I'm a different breed, motherfucker. So if you did something to my kid, you better hope the police get to you. And I wouldn't even probably talk about it. Fuck, I'm doing interviews for. Because I don't want nobody to know what I'm about to do. But anyway, let's move on. They say, we so stupid, we worry about the stupidest things. So race is stupid. Racism is stupid. Yeah, being a racist, making up racist shit, or claiming you making up racist shit to go viral, yeah, racist people is stupid. You are stupid. You the stupid one. It ain't us. It's you. You look like the stupid ass motherfucker out here. You worry about what people saying about you in social media instead of taking your racist ass, go on a trip, go woosah some fucker where, and go see a counselor or something. Go do something. Go buy a new car for all the fuck I care. But you the stupid one. And I hope whatever this dude works, I hope they fire his racist ass. You don't want this type of person around customers or wherever the fuck he work. Black people in the community, you better not speak to this motherfucker. Don't say nothing to him. The white people that's supposed to be, I'm not a racist white people, you check this motherfucker. But none of y'all gonna do none of that. Y'all gonna make excuses and pretend, oh, he's just grieving. He didn't really mean it like that. What else way he was meaning it? How you think? Okay, let's move on. See, they play with black people, but when you say something about a Jew or some Chinese people and other nationality people, they lose their mind. Even white people jump on their side. But soon black people tell you, look, this shit bullshit, it's racist. Well, he didn't mean it. Man, fuck you, man. Fuck any white person that said he didn't mean it. He's grieving. Fuck you. Now, instead of we trying to grieve this kid or whatever and trying to help Carmelo because he got railroaded, he got fucked in this trial from his own fucking attorneys. Instead of we doing that, his racist ass is out here doing 3-hour racist rants because his dumb ass is watching social media about people saying shit about them. Man, sir, you are too old to be this stupid. You just a stupid motherfucker. You calling black people stupid. You the stupid motherfucker. Let's move on.
This week, all eyes have been on the Carmelo Anthony trial, when it was announced that the 19-year-old will be found guilty of murder and sentenced to 35 years in prison. Now, if you don't know about the case, Carmelo was at a track meet in his hometown last year when he was approached by fellow students, one being Austin Metcalf, and was told that he had to leave from under a tent. Now, according to reports...
Mind you, they said it was just Austin. The way the media put that shit out was just Austin that approached him. It was plenty of other students. And I told y'all, it's a tape that they're not releasing because it will prove that shit of they saying it wasn't self-defense. It will prove that it's self-defense. You jump me and I got a knife, I'm stabbing y'all. You're lucky Austin was the only one that got stabbed.
Now, if you don't know about the case, Carmelo was at a track meet in his hometown last year when he was approached by fellow students, one being Austin Metcalf, and was told that he had to leave from under a tent. Now, according to reports, things would get physical after Metcalf would first push Carmelo during their argument, in which Carmelo will respond by stabbing Metcalf after warning him to not touch him. Now, as more continue to debate the case, parents of both teenagers are now speaking out. In a new interview conducted on Wednesday, Jeff Metcalf, Austin's father, would speak with outlet Jinx Reality for a nearly 3-hour conversation about the case. Now, despite the interview appearing to give a grieving father his chance to speak, now has looked to have backfired as clips of Metcalf making racist remarks are starting to spread from his interview. At one point, Metcalf...
like I said, I'm trying to figure out, well, why would he do an interview? It's nothing to talk about. At this point, you felt like you got justice? Cool. But I guarantee you, this dumb, stupid motherfucker, most likely, it's very highly possible that whoever he did this show with probably paid him to do this interview. But let's move on.
Give a grieving father his chance to speak now has looked to have backfired as clips of Metcalf making racist remarks are starting to spread from his interview. At one point, Metcalf would even refer Carmelo Anthony as a watermelon felon in his way of showing that he too can go viral.
He's the only one in your family without a damn record. I guess that's something to brag about in your culture.
Anything to drink?
And a Coke.
And a Coke. And a Coke.
And a Coke.
Goddamn commercial. Really? Long ass commercial.
You people hang your hat on the dumbest shit I've ever seen.
So he's upset that the parents said that, allegedly said that he's the only person in his family does not have a record or some shit like that, which I believe the father doesn't have a record. So I don't understand what he's talking about. The mother don't have no type of record. What the fuck is he talking about? It's probably plenty of people in that family that don't have records. So I don't know where the fuck he got that from. But that's like I said, he just went on even when racist people go on racist rant, they lie. They lie about shit to make themselves feel justified of the racist shit that they're saying. He's really sitting there really believing this shit. I don't even know where he got this from. A lot of people said, y'all pretending like this kid was some type of fucking troubled teen or something. Like he was in trouble. He got in trouble all the time. He was out committing crimes or something. That's how we was looking at it. That's all a lot of people were saying, but I don't know where he's getting that of. Like I said, a lot of times when racist people say racist shit out their mouth, they don't make sense at all anyway. So it is what it is. And he highly upset about this. Motherfucker turning pink in the face.
I guess that's something to brag about in your culture. You people hang your hat on the dumbest shit I've ever seen. Let me make one up. Y'all can let me make something racist up so y'all can go viral. I got a new name for Mellow, okay? Because he was such this little boy I was trying to portray. How about Watermelon Felon? How's that one strike you? I hope he enjoyed his first night in SL last night. Because he's going to have many nights to think about what the he did.
Now, dear Hughley has
listen, I'm not upset that he feel the way he feel like Melo should get all his time. But the man is a hypocrite. The man is full of shit. He said he forgive Melo and all that shit, but then he turns around going this racist rant, and then he says, I hope he enjoys being in prison and all this other shit. And that's why I said to the brothers that's in the jail, do not corrupt this kid, protect this kid in jail for whatever time he got to spend there. Because he got railroaded. Keep the evil away from this kid. Man, listen, like I said, I wouldn't, like I said, I don't have no problem with him feeling the way he feels about Melo doing the time and all this shit. I wouldn't care about that. If it wasn't, he was on some racist shit. If he didn't get on racist shit, I wouldn't be upset about how he's saying certain shit. But he had to be racist. He made it, listen, we said it's about race. Right? That shouldn't trigger you to go on a racist rant. Because all you do is prove our point. But now we know what's in your heart. Now we know what you be thinking. Stupid racist. Didn't want to come out and say, well, I'm not a racist. Well, racist people, people that's not racist do not go on racist rants. They just don't. I'm sorry to tell you that, sir. If you ain't a racist, people that are not racist do not go on racist rants. They just don't. So I don't know who told you that you're not a racist. Sorry.
The case would catch wind of the moment and would fire back at Metcalf for several offensive things he would say during this interview. Over on Instagram, while sharing part of Metcalf's racially driven moments, Hughley would go on to say, number one, no parent should ever have to bury their child. Number two, your loss isn't a free pass to spew racist tropes, spread false racist stereotypes about Black fathers, or make generalizations about you people. Now, as mentioned, this
and listen, that's facts. And listen, a lot of people always say they don't know how. They always say people grieve in different ways, right? Listen, your kid could have died from a tragic accident, car crash. The person that probably caused the crash, it could have been just a mistake, right? You might still be mad at that person. But do that give you a right to go on racist rants and try to say discriminating things about a person because they killed your kid when it was totally that it comes down to an accident? Shit happens in life, right? Now, just like Carmelo chose to stab this dude, your son decided that for whatever reason, because he ain't here no more. We don't know why he did what he did. But we can look at your behavior and see, we kind of can like think why he did what he did. We kind of can come to a conclusion of why this kid did what he did. But we can say that we don't know why your kid did what he did. He shouldn't have did what he did. Honestly. People keep talking about, but back in my days, we used to fight. We ain't back in the day. And even back in the day, motherfuckers used to get stabbed to death. What you talking about? Motherfuckers always talking about we used to fight. Yeah, we fought more back in the day. But this ain't back in the day. The fuck are you talking about?
It's nearly 3 hours long and also shows Metcalf pretty much dissing everyone involved with the case. Now, despite him opening up about how he's dealing with the loss of his son, people can't help but point out his behavior during the interview. And for some, it's starting to have them question if Austin was like his father, for those that didn't know him.
Now, to Austin Metcalf.
Listen, talking about, yes. Because like I said, I don't care what nobody said. Your kid is a reflection of who you are. Their mannerism, their behavior, their politeness, how they move and shit like that. Because if your kid is moving a certain type of way and you don't, if they don't do that shit to you, if they do that shit to some other people, you should have a fucking problem with that. Who taught you that? Like, man, listen, I told my niece one time, she had gotten into this little situation, and the girl plucked her ass, and she wasn't no fighter and no shit like that. And she got plucked, and she was saying she got beat up. Whatever. I guess she felt like she was gonna get jumped, but she took the punch and ran. Whatever, right? This is my oldest niece. This is like she's a kid and shit, right? And I come to find out that I'm trying to figure out how this shit started or whatever, and they got into words or whatever, and the little girl told her like, we don't know you like that, you gotta go, or some shit like that. And normal shit, if something like that happened, you roll the fuck out. But my niece thought she was big and bad and shit, and said it called her a bitch, and the little girl plucked the shit out of her. Like, you know, you don't cuss at nobody and shit like that. I got in her ass. Because listen, the shit was getting ready to escalate, right? Because they seen me come, and I just had the little girls to figure out what happened. But you know, as a parent, you see somebody out there speaking to your kid or whatever, you're gonna come out there. So motherfuckers come, they automatically on go mode. And I was like, hold on, I'm just trying to figure out what's going on here, right? So it was a parent thing too, because parents, she want to sit there and be yapping, but you yapping and we not listening to what these kids are talking about, right? They the only ones was there. We don't know, so we got to figure out what was said, what happened, and what led up to it. And I said, what did she say? What happened? So I let the little girl speak. Little girl tell me blah blah what happened. I asked my niece. I say, what did you say that? She said, yeah. I say, well, you know that's wrong. You don't supposed to call nobody that. You don't cuss. What the hell wrong with you? Like, I'm getting in there, like, so you basically kind of crossed the line here. So I told you, words can get you fucked up too. Where I come from. So I made her apologize. I didn't care the little girl plucked her, because if somebody called me out, I'll probably pluck their ass too. Right? So what I'm saying is, I get the situation did what it did. I get you people grieve. I get people trying, you're in the shit. But you gotta come to some of that shit with clear heads. Like nobody's thinking clearly. This kid, Austin, nobody wishes that on him. Nobody is okay that this kid is dead. But come on, man. You can't go around putting your hands on people, man. And I tell all these young, don't do that, man. Because you don't know what somebody else is capable of doing. You can lose your life over something stupid. And believe you or not, just him being under a tent, he wasn't allowed to be there and all that, and it escalated to that. To the point where Austin thought that he could put his hands on him. Come on, bro. And like I said, you can just imagine what this kid probably was thinking when he was losing, couldn't breathe and shit, whatever, right? He's dying. Right? Like, and then we all adults supposed to all look back at this and like, this all started over fucking being under the tent? Like, we're not asking the real questions here. But then, like I said, the father comes out and he proves what a lot of people thought of why this kid behaved the way he behaved. We're still not okay that the kid is dead, but now we got a better understanding who was raising this kid. While he thought it was okay, he had the power to remove somebody or put his hands on somebody. But let's move on.
With the loss of his son, people can't help but point out his behavior during the interview. And for some, it's starting to have them question if Austin was like his father, for those that didn't know him.
Now, to Austin Metcalf daddy, I see where he get it from. Huh? Listen, watermelon felon and all, I see where he get it from. All of the stuff that you said in this video and how you actually felt throughout this trial, that shows exactly who you are. I don't care what nobody say. You try to act like it's not about race, but it was the entire time. And for everybody who even looked like me trying to say, oh, right is right, wrong is wrong, it wasn't right what happened to Austin Metcalf, y'all goofy.
And at first, I was like, okay, this is a grieving father. Let me share some of the clips that came from this live stream.
Let me make something racist go viral. I got a name for Mellow, okay? Because he was such this little boy I was trying to portray. How about watermelon felon? How's that one strike you?
Not that more clips coming, but for any of you that are going to say this is AI, this is fake, this is literally a 3-hour live stream that you can go through and watch. Let me play another clip.
And now you want to talk shit? Oh, I'm being so impressed. You couldn't even vote 1960. Look how far you've come. Look at all the free shit we give you.
Hi, can I take your order?
Can I get a plate of half chow mein, half super greens, orange chicken, and kaka?
Look at all the free shit.
He said, look, you hear him? Look all the free shit we give you. Who's we? Basically said, black people, we don't pay taxes. We don't work nowhere. All of us are on welfare. We don't have jobs. Listen, I want you to understand what racists don't understand for some weird reason, right? When you say you people, you're talking about black people that you see working. When they're at their jobs, it could be at McDonald's, they could be a construction worker, they could be a lawyer, they could be all these people. I mean, different, they have all, our people could be in all these different type of occupations. And this dude, he goes to restaurants, there's a black waiter that comes up, take his order. That kid, that person doesn't pay taxes, or a kid that goes around, got a little part-time job and go to school in high school and probably serve people at work. They ain't working hard. They paying taxes. What are you talking about, man? See, that's why you're racist. Y'all racist people, your racism don't make sense. When you try to group all black people together, you sound stupid. You're the stupid ones. You didn't give us shit. Number one, even, listen, welfare was not even created for black people. It was created for people that look like you. Dumbass. We wasn't getting the free shit that like you like to pretend that it's free. That shit ain't free. That's to help out our fellow Americans that struggle, regardless of what race they are. See, that's how it goes, you racist piece of shit. But understand, you don't even know your own history about America. Welfare was not created for black people. We wasn't on welfare. Your people were. Dumbass. But what they don't tell you, white people are more on welfare than black people are. The fuck are you talking about? These be the same people when they get older and they get sick or some shit like that in their elderly age, and then they have their wives or wives or husbands sick or something, and they need help and they can't afford the health care and all that other shit. They want it like, we're getting screwed by the government and all that other shit. You vote for them to screw you over, dumbass, because you think that it's a handout for black people because you're a racist. That's how stupid you are. Had a white lady came out here Trump voter. This bitch voted for Donald Trump because she believed that he was going to lower, help her health care to be better. Whole time this bitch is on Obamacare. And then she loses it. They take it away from her. And her husband got to get kicked out earlier from where he was to get the help that he was getting. Now she crying and whining on TV and social media. Man, get the fuck out of here. Y'all the stupid ones. I ain't gonna say all of y'all, some of y'all. Especially the racists, that's what I'm talking about. The racist people, y'all the stupid ones. These are the same people thinking we only making an all-white community, and come to find out when the government is not going to give you shit for your racist shit, right? And when the community around outside your little community you trying to build ain't buying shit or fucking with you, and they allow you to go be racist and you can't afford what you was doing, now they out here asking and begging people for welfare. Can you help me? Sir, you got welfare from other races. That's not a donation. That's welfare. What the fuck you need $500,000 for? You didn't need no lawyer. I guarantee you, 99% of that money, oh fuck, I ain't even say 99%. 100% of that money that people donated to you, they always from racists. You're a dumbass. Whoever this show that he sat down with, the dude that he did this 3-hour interview with, is probably a racist. Come on, man. Because if he's sitting down in an interview and he's going off on this racist rant, and from what I'm understanding, the host didn't kind of push back on that shit because he's most likely a racist. But then he's going to try to pretend to us, oh, I'm not a racist though. Yeah, okay. If I say I ain't a fucking gangbanger, and I ain't gangbanging in the streets, but you see me all around town, you see me hanging with people that do gangbang, on the corners hanging out with them, I'm kind of you can kind of accuse me of being a gangbanger. Just being real.
Shit. Oh, I've been so oppressed. You couldn't even vote. 1960. Look how far you've come. Look at all the free shit we give you.
Mm.
You're not oppressed. You're fucking entitled. You know what DEI stands for?
You really think black people are entitled? And like I said, that's what racists think. Listen, even when they bring up DEI, anytime white people bring up DEI to me, listen, I know you on some racist shit. Just being real. Just being real. Bring up DEI, you're a racist to me. You said, you know what DEI is? You don't even know what DEI stands for. You're just going to make up some shit. Like racists always do. They do not know the definition of DEI. They think it's somehow that this is to help black people get cut across, cut through the line. No, it's a lot of qualified black. No, man, I'm not explaining myself about DEI. The fuck am I doing? They ain't. First of all, racist people don't listen anyway. They think they right about every fucking thing. So okay, cool. I don't have to explain DEI to you, but I will tell you that you're a stupid son of a bitch, and you didn't give us shit. You didn't give us a motherfucking thing. Anything that black people got, or we do have, or where we succeeded in, we fought for. We had ancestors that shed blood for us. You didn't give us shit. And you still don't give us shit. So please, fuck out of here. Let's move on.
Look at all the free shit we give you. You're not oppressed. You're fucking entitled. You know what DEI stands for? Yeah. Means I don't have to be fucking qualified. I just have to be a certain color from a race or gender.
You're just a dumbass. And that's how stupid he is. That's why I say he don't even know what DEI even means. He doesn't know. He's basically telling any black person, this is how stupid they are. That's what DEI means. So that means all these black people that was getting opportunities, was getting looked at basically. They got some names of qualified black folks. And put them with the other white counterparts that was qualified as well, and people picked certain people that was qualified. So you're saying they didn't know how to do the job? See, not being qualified means that you don't know shit about the occupation that you're in. You're not qualified at all. They just picking random black people that don't know shit about this occupation. He's black. You gotta have some black people here. Let's just get him in here. Really? Okay. Excuse me. See, what they're really mad at is that a lot of them are not qualified to get positions. Right? So when you got black people that get positions, that they think that it's their birthright to get because they're white, and they see black people in those positions, he ain't qualified to be in that position. It ain't even about them thinking that we ain't qualified. They just don't like to see us in powerful positions. That's all it is. Ain't about that. Listen, that's just their excuse because they know damn well we're qualified. That's just an excuse for them to be racist, right? Or try to defend their racism. They know that we're qualified. Is that they don't like to see black people in certain positions of power. They don't like to see black people successful. A racist like that, they're telling you that. That's what they're telling you. He's just using different language to try to pretend that he's not saying what I'm saying. That's how he really feels and what he's really saying. He just don't like to see black people in positions. First of all, I don't question white people. And I know the history of this country of where white people get more advantages and positions that a lot of them probably ain't qualified to be doing, but they get the position. I don't question if I'm on a plane, could a fucking pilot, because he's white, he's not qualified to fly a fucking plane? How the fuck would I know that? But they're going off of skin color, gender. Nobody listen. These are the only people in this country that's running around mad at the world for nothing. They're not, listen, people, they're not getting pushed out. The problem is we're starting to find out that mainly a lot of white men, they're not competent to be in positions of power. No, if they ain't being racist, they being sexist. If they ain't being sexist, they being homophobic. They don't have the temperament to be in positions of power. And that comes with being qualified as well. So, I don't know what to tell you. You can get mad and get red in the face all you want about black excellence. All you want. Because it ain't about that you think that black people are not qualified, or a woman ain't qualified, or a gay person ain't qualified. You mad because you hate to see these type of people in positions of power. That's it. That's all it is. And we starting to really figure out that you stupid racist white men is not really that fucking qualified. You're not really that smart. A lot of y'all been getting over because of the color of your own damn skin. So please stop trying to do reverse racism on us. This is how racist you know racist people are. A black police officer come up to do his job, white lady just call him a nigga. Like, that's what I'm saying. That's how you know people are racist. Like I told you, it ain't even about, they don't think that the black person that they're talking to or they see is not qualified. It's not that. Who are you, nigger? I'm white. I'm better than you. My race says I'm better than you. Society says I'm better than you. That's all that is. They know we are qualified. That's why I don't even get upset about that shit no more. Because the number one thing is I know they don't even understand the definition of DEI. They don't even know what it means. They just made up some shit. And then number two, I know that it ain't about them thinking that we're not qualified. It's that they don't like to see black people in power. That's all. Give me 1 second, y'all. All right, people. All right, people. I'm back. That's all that shit is. I don't even, like I said, I don't even get mad about that shit no more. That shit is a waste of energy at this point. I like at a certain point, I don't feel like we have to keep explaining ourselves about certain shit. You get what I mean? But I just like to break down the reason they're upset about it. Right? I actually want, they don't tell the real truth. They just try to disguise their little racist shit and try to pretend it ain't racist, to disguise it as it's a reverse racism and they're not getting opportunities because of this and yeah, whatever. But anyway, let's move on.
You're fucking entitled. You know what DEI stands for? Yeah. It means I don't have to be fucking qualified. I just have to be a certain color or a race or gender. Whose bright ass idea was that? I don't know about you, but when I grew up, there was no participation trophy. There wasn't a safe space created for me because my feelings were hurt.
Yeah, because you wasn't probably the one that was getting discriminated against. Of course you can say that, white man. They say, listen, if you listen to them long enough, they'll tell you exactly. You say, back in my day, I didn't get participation trophies. You know, I didn't have to get a safe space for myself. Of course you didn't. Because at those times, white was right. What you're mad at is that you come to find out white ain't always right. Just like black ain't always right. Any other race ain't always right. Gay people ain't always right. Like, dude, you take no accountability for your behavior. You try, listen, and they try to blame everything on other people instead of taking self-responsibility for themselves. You feel the way you feel because you are a racist. You was raised that way. You grew up that way. Your parents most likely taught you that way. High possibility of that. Because it's all coming out. You're letting everybody know exactly who you are, Austin Dad. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. All the people that you probably, these black people that's probably that you upset because they leaving comments and all this other stuff, right, that you don't like, right? You don't know if these people, what their occupation is. You don't know if they on welfare or not. But you assume that, though, because that's your racism coming out. That's how you feel about all black people. So then you come out and you pretend, oh, I'm not a racist. I was just saying how, you know, how some people are. No, you said you people. You didn't say some people. You said you people. And we take it as our people. So please, sir, don't try to play with our intelligence. Okay? And listen, understand something. To all the racist people out there, I'm not upset about Austin Dad coming out saying racist shit. I ain't mad about it. Not upset at all. I feel justified. Just how like he feel justified that Carmelo Anthony is in jail for 35 years. I feel justified of knowing that I was right. You're a racist. And this was about race for you. And probably for your funky ass ex-wife as well. And the rest of your family. Fuck you and your family. That's how I feel. You ain't just gonna talk about all black people like that and don't think I'm not going to I get in the dirt with you. Fuck your whole family. Because they probably hope not a high possibility, very high possibility they raise you to be the racist that you are right now. Yeah, it's a waste of energy, bro. That's why I said when racist people be racist, it don't make me mad no more. Because number one, I expect it. I expect racist white people to be racist. It doesn't shock me that somebody we thought that wasn't racist come out and say some racist shit. It doesn't shock me. It doesn't shock me at all. People true colors are coming out. And I'm glad for it. I want black people to really understand we ain't got to be fucking with these people. They was only tolerating us. And so, like I always tell black folks, we don't got to defend shit. We don't got to defend other races of people. We don't have to do nothing. We ain't saying everybody in their whole race is evil and bad, but we should come first. We defend ours first. We side with our people first. Heard a little Chinese dude rapper from New York. He was talking about the case about the Chinese dude that went out and gunned him down. He said it was wrong or whatever. He said, now, black people, you got to step. No, we don't got to do a motherfucking thing. We don't got to do shit. We don't got to call shit out for if certain black people do certain shit. You know why? Because we don't endorse that shit anyway. You don't see us getting behind people that we know that do wrong. You don't see us do that. We ain't got to speak out about it. We don't be behind them. We don't be behind them. We don't celebrate them. We don't donate money to these if motherfuckers in our community do fucked up evil shit. So we don't have to say anything. And like I said, 9 out of 10 times, the law gonna take care of them. We ain't got to do shit. I forgot a little Chinese rapper from New York. Because he went on a little racist rant. Like, man, get your ass out of here, bro. You talk like a black person. You grew up in our culture. We don't listen, you don't hear us trying to be a part of Chinese culture? And no disrespect to it. Asian culture, y'all trying to act like us. That's the dang China Mac. Fuck China Mac. Fuck him. Don't come out telling us, nigga. I'm sick of motherfuckers coming out telling us what we gotta do. We ain't gotta do shit. We got more other problems to be worrying about somebody else's community. See, that shit don't feel good when black people say, hey, you know what? They ain't our problem. Then you see how a lot of the Mexican people, Latinos, all of a sudden they upset at black people. I ain't saying all. But some of them, they upset. Because we ain't out there helping them protest. We ain't speaking up like we supposed to. We ain't got to do shit. We tried to warn all you motherfuckers. Y'all the ones wanting, instead of us going out there trying to stand up for y'all, how about your community, the people that help vote for this shit, how about you go after them instead of coming here attacking black people? Where we at? Why we ain't doing this? Why we ain't doing that? How about you go talk to your own? Because that's what we trying to do. We listen, we ain't condoning bad shit on our side. We'll check it. That's us. That's for us to do. Y'all ain't got no right to check our people no more. Fuck out of here. After that last election, you ain't got no right to even talk about our people. Our bad people or not. We'll check them. That's us. We do that. Like I said, when black people, when we say we looking out for us first, all of a sudden, all of the different races, the country, all of a sudden, now like, oh, black people showing racist, they being anti-Semitic, they ain't coming out to help nobody. What's going on with you black folks? None about you worrying about us. What are you worrying about us for? Oh, you need black people now. No, you don't need us. You don't need us. And like I said, they keep on trying to make this stereotype about black people as a whole of we need welfare and all this other shit, blah, 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 DI, we need handouts and all this other shit. Like I said, black women is the most educated race and gender in America. So shout out to the black women. Fuck y'all. You say whatever you want. We know we got very highly educated black women and black men, but it's mainly a lot of black women that's more educated than any other race and any other gender. You take that and go swallow that, you piece of shit. Keep bringing up DEI. Ain't no DEI in that motherfucker. The bad part about it is they mad because black people, they think black people stupid. So when they see highly educated black people, it almost disgusts them. Anyway, let's move on.
Watching this, I remind myself that Austin was a child, was being raised with somebody that's spewing this kind of mentality.
If a motherfucker kiss my son, I ain't doing no interview. I'm a different kind of man than you, boy, and I'm taller and my dick bigger. Have a good day, short man.
Keep telling.
And let me say this to Charles White. Fuck you too, nigga. Fuck you. These niggas must think we stupid. All of a sudden, now you riding with Carmelo? Nigga, fuck you. Carmelo probably listened to the same rappers and still went to school and did extremely good and had very high grades. He went to Men's Society. He listened to rap music. So fuck you, nigga. Now all of a sudden you want to ride. And the only reason he even riding, this is what I like about these sellout coon ass niggas like Charles White. Soon it's like Stephen A. They want to come out and now they want to go after the racists now. But they was kissing the racist ass. Now the racists turn on them. Now they mad at the racists. Now they want to come back over here and side with black people. Nah, niggas. No, that shit don't work. That shit don't work on me. Charles White, you still a sellout, nigga. I don't give a fuck. You think I care about what that racist says about you? I don't give a fuck. You can call you all types of niggas for all I care. I don't give a fuck. You call you monkeys, and I don't give a fuck. I don't care. Listen. I despise coons just like I despise a racist. I probably can't stand a coon more than a racist. Because I feel no connection to a racist. But to a coon, you have the same color skin. And a lot of you motherfuckers come from our community. And you get out here and you coon the way you do. Nah, bro. I'm good. I'm good, nigga. So fuck Charleston White.
I ain't doing no interview. I'm a different kind of man than you, boy, and I'm taller and my dick bigger. Have a good day, short man.
Keep telling people to watch what comes out of folks' mouth when they mad. Because Austin Metcalf's father got angry and suddenly all this ugly stuff started coming out. All these names, all these insults, all this hate. And what stood out to me wasn't even the anger. It was the fact that some people seem offended that Carmelo Anthony is still alive. Some of y'all want this story to end with 2 dead kids instead of 1. Some of y'all don't want accountability. Y'all want revenge. And those are 2 different things. The truth is, no amount of interviews, social media posts, name calling.
Let me say this too. I said this. He didn't intentionally try to kill that kid. I'm talking about Carmelo. I don't think he should have got first degree murder. He probably should have got maybe like manslaughter or some shit like that, maybe. Right? I'm not saying he should have did no prison time. Right? You know, but if he was really defending himself from the evidence that we should, because they didn't put a lot of the evidence we don't know about, because they kept that shit very tight. They didn't even, that video didn't even get leaked. Because usually a lot of them videos and shit, that shit get leaked. And that's what's bothering me. It's a video out there, allegedly, that they had in the court, and that's what's bothering me about the jury. Because if the jury seen this video where they was jumping him, what the fuck was y'all thinking about? Of convicting this kid. And then give him 35 years? Are you crazy? But like I said, race matters.
Outrage is going to change what happened.
So as you guys can see, a lot of people are bothered by this interview. I'm not sure what the goal of it was. It definitely seems that Jeff is still very much emotional and hurt by it, of losing his son just last year. I think it's pretty much a sign that he probably should not be doing interviews right now.
First of all, listen. This dude, Hype News TV. What up? Listen, bro. I get that you know, whatever you're doing, bro. I'm not the biggest fan of this dude. This ain't about him not doing no interview because he's emotionally going through some shit because his son is dead. I am past that at this point. When if you did a 3-hour rant, at a certain point in this rant, ain't nothing clicking and saying, oh, I shouldn't be saying some of this shit. Nothing. All we heard was, he said, I'm not a racist. What? Okay. Let me just say this too. People always like to say, you can't really tell people how to grieve. You're right about it. Right? But I don't like the actions of both parents. Either side of the parents. I don't like Austin parents doing what they doing all these interviews and shit. I don't like that Carmelo Anthony parents are doing interviews. I don't like that shit. What the fuck are they doing interviews for? I don't understand. It's kids that are kids. One kid is dead. The other kid is basically dead. And he got a chance to maybe kind of live his life a little bit if the pill go right. But if the pill don't go right, 35 years, it's life over, bro. This kid won't be the same when he come back home. Nobody probably even remember this kid coming home. His parents probably be dead when he come home. I believe his parents in their late 30s or maybe early 40s or some shit. They're around my age. I could be wrong about that. It could be a little younger than that, but it could be around my age. But you're talking about 35 years. I mean, he get parole, what is it, like 15, 17 years? Shit, just being locked up for 24 hours can fuck with your psyche. I guarantee you this kid has not adapted to jail. You can't adapt to jail like that. Like I always tell people, being locked up is not the spot. That shit is not to be glorified. I told you that shit is modern day slavery. Listen, do some evil people need to be there? Yeah. But a lot of people that in jail, nah, they don't deserve to be there, bro. Not for a long period of time like that. Giving people these crazy ass sentences and shit over drugs and a gun. You got a legal gun and you ain't shoot nobody with the fucking gun. You just got the gun. Giving motherfuckers 5 years and shit for guns and craziness. But, you know, come on, man. But, like I said, I want y'all to remember this case, though. Y'all remember the Trayvon Martin shit? Where Trayvon Martin was minding his own damn business. A man was following him. And he rolled up on Trayvon Martin. They got in a fight. Trayvon Martin was whipping his ass because he was a big kid. George Zimmerman was a little fat, chubby motherfucker, but he's getting his ass whipped, supposedly, right? And George Zimmerman pulled his gun out and shot him and got off because he felt like his life was in danger. Okay? This kid got his hands put on him and allegedly, and it's very highly possible that this video exists, that they was jumping this kid. And they had no reasons to put their hands on this kid. And he fought back and stabbed the motherfucker and he died. And I'm trying to figure out how the fuck he didn't get off. And mind you, it was nothing in this kid's background to say he was violent or anything like that. George Zimmerman had shit in his background of what type of person he was. And he still got away with killing a child. He killed a child. Grown-ass man that followed a child for whatever fucking reason he thought. Come on, man. And can I just say this too? It's a question I want to ask to everybody. You think it would have made a difference if he had a gun? Right? Because we know the only kind of violation that it really was that it wasn't illegal for him to have that knife that he had. Right? I think having it on school property or something like that was maybe illegal. I think it was, if I'm not mistaken. But would it have made a difference if he had a gun? You get what I mean? I mean, it would have made a difference if they was adults too. I think that's probably why this shit is fucked up the way it is. Right? Like people looking at it from these different crazy point of views. I think if this was two adults, I don't think this goes the way that people think. I think he might have would have got off. But Bonnie being a kid, having a knife there, you know? I'm just saying. I just don't like that. Yes, as a black person, I knew this shit. 60% of this was about race. I knew this, right? I remember one of the videos I said saying about race. That's because I was thinking about two different types of cases and shit. But because this Carmelo shit This shit happened like last year or some shit like that. But so I got the cases mixed up a little bit, right? And like I said, I even got mixed up when I said it don't seem like it's nothing in the parent shit of being racist or some shit like that. Because I was thinking about a different case. And listen, I don't think that we're talking about the situation if it was two black kids. If Carmelo was white, I don't think we're having this conversation. Right? It's not as big as everybody think. It's not excuse me, it's not this big of issue like everybody like to pretend that it is. Right? So when people be like, oh, race don't matter, it does. Listen, it would have been about race if the roles was reversed. If Carmelo got stabbed by Austin, it would have been about race. But for people to try to pretend that when this type of situations happen and it's two different races of people, it's not going to be about race. It's like the Chinese community. The shit what happened with the dude. The problem that we having, it was like, oh, you just going to boycott all Chinese people? Why you going to blame all Chinese people or Asian people for what that Asian guy did to that young black kid, killed them? Because ain't none of y'all speak out and say anything. You said nothing. You only started to say something when black people said we boycotting. I didn't hear a whole bunch of Chinese people coming out. Excuse me. Let me just say this. They literally let a Chinese man, or Asian man, whatever he is, get away with for chasing down a child and gunning him down, shot him in the back. Literally shot him in the back. And murdered that kid. And it's a history of him shooting at people for stealing. Like, when is that okay for you to steal? I mean, for you to shoot at people, pulling guns out on people because they stole. Unless somebody had a gun on you or some shit like that, then I get it. But he was just shooting at people. So he had a history of doing this. And let me just say this. We didn't, at first when people were saying, we just boycotting this Chinese person. This Asian person store. It's about that. Right? Then some Chinese people started to come out, started running their mouth. He got found not guilty, blah, blah, blah. So you basically said you didn't see nothing wrong with him hunting down a kid and killing him. Okay, so black people like, oh, you don't see nothing wrong with that? Well, fuck it. We need to stop shopping at all y'all shit. Now listen, understand, I stand with my people for what they're saying. Understand it. I don't fully agree with we should shut down all these Asian businesses and shit like that. I'm not saying that. I don't have a problem with Asian people from my community. But don't. Like I told you, I don't have problems with Mexicans. I don't have problems with white people. I just don't. Right? Because everybody mind their motherfucking business. If they party, they party. Like, we don't call police on people because they, blasting music, we don't do that. We let people rock out. Because usually everybody in my community, everybody going to fucking work trying to support their families. You get what I mean? So we ain't, I don't agree with that fully. Like, we should just boycott everything, but I ain't against my people for doing it. I ain't against that. Especially if you're talking shit. Talking shit? Okay. See, you gotta watch what you say. And then they're talking about, we gonna boycott black businesses. Y'all don't support black businesses anyway. Like, these people are ridiculous. Like, I just don't understand, bro. Give me 1 second, y'all. The fuck is he barking at? All right, people, I'm back. I'm still out there barking at deers and shit going past. Deers ain't paying his ass no mind. He out there barking at deers. Listen, I like I said, I have no problem with my people boycotting shit. You know what I mean? But if some of you Asian people gonna start getting out here, Chinese people get out here and start talking shit like that, hey man. And then talk about we gonna not shop at black owned businesses. We don't give a fuck. Cause y'all don't shop at all shit like that anyway. Fuck out of here. Like, y'all hurting our feelings and shit. We don't give a fuck. You need black money. We don't need your money. See, that's the thing that the Asian community, a lot of these minority groups don't understand. We don't need your money. Y'all money don't really help us like that. Y'all don't spend money in the black community. You spend it in your own community. So you not shopping at black-owned businesses, what that mean to us? Nothing. You don't shop there anyway. This being real. And I ain't saying this to disrespect all Chinese people or Asian people. I'm just saying. Fuck out of here, bro. I just noticed when black people stand up for themselves and stand on business with shit, it seems like other races of people get upset instead of checking their people. And then try to bring up some incidents with certain black people, like China Mac bring up with these incidents about these black people did this, that did that, or whatever. Bro, they are random. Listen, black people, and it's statistically factual. We do not be fucking with y'all people like that. It's like white people. They be talking that shit like, yo, we don't fuck with y'all like that. You rarely see us. We're amongst ourselves. We commit more crimes to ourselves than any other race. And we don't be defending niggas that do fuck shit. Even to our people, real black people, we don't defend these niggas to do shit to our home. we getting better at that shit. Like, no, we not defending, nigga. Come on, man. You fucking help turn down the community with your bullshit. Niggas ain't got your back. You get locked up, lock that nigga up. He don't know how to act. We civilized black folks around here, nigga. We ain't got time for that bullshit. Like a lot of our black people are waking up. Some of us are woke, but a lot of us are starting to wake up to this shit. So yeah, because we have been doing. This is why a lot of us just starting to wake up. Is because we've been just focusing on every other group. What they gonna do? We all one? No, we're not. We're not all one. Sorry to tell all different races of people. We're all not one. We're supposed to be, but we're not. So let's just be real with each other and stop faking this faking and trying to play black people like we stupid as shit. Like, no, we're not allies. We're not the same. We supposed to be, but we're not. We're not all one. We're not. Call your people out. Don't come over here calling us and telling us we need to step up to do this. We don't need to step up to do nothing. When black people do shit, there's consequences for it. Whoever we hurt. Right? If we do get away with some shit, it's usually we get away with hurting each other. It's not y'all race. These niggas going to jail. Come on, bro. Black people, it's like 0.1 that black people get off for hurting other races of people. It's very rare. That ain't black. It's very rare of that. Anybody outside of black, man, it's very rare we get off like that. Black people do some shit that hurt other races of people. We do some shit, some fuck shit. We go to jail, man. So that's why you don't see certain black people like me criticizing our people like that. I like to big up my people. We do too much of telling each other how bad our culture is or how bad somehow people in our culture. Because our culture ain't bad. It's just some people in our culture that's bad. That's it. But I'm sick of just shitting on my people all the time. We do all this bad. We're pushing a narrative for you racist motherfuckers. I'm not pushing no narrative for you. I'm gonna talk about how good what we do in the community that's good. And if I need to check my people, I check them. But I don't want to hear you try and check my people. Fuck out of here. Good or bad. I'd rather for us to do it. You don't got a right. Put it this way, you don't got a right to check our people. I don't give a fuck what race you are. Sorry. Yeah, listen. Shout out my brother LT in the book. Ain't no motherfucking unity. Ain't no motherfucking unity here. Listen, and I tell black people that shit all the time. I'm not saying we can't be respectful and get along with Mexican people like that, but when it comes to something on black shit, nigga, we stand with our people. That's like when that shit happened with Carmelo. We stood on business with him. You goddamn right we did that. Sorry. Every other race do what they do. But as somebody that try to represent our people, I stand with my black people. So I'm standing with them. Now, if my black people do some shit and we know that shit fucked up, nigga, we ain't riding with that. See, we know better. But they're not riding with no dude that do black shit. Nigga, even a DC sniper, nigga, like when that nigga came up, man, nobody ride with that nigga. Fuck out of here, man. Fuck out of here with that shit. Yeah, you good gotta outweigh your bad, bro. You know what I mean? We do too much shitting on our people than bigging our people up. So we're not actually doing we're actually doing a disservice to our people when all we just talk about all the bad shit we do. When we just ignore like we ain't got no good people doing shit in our community. Or people that's representing our community. You know what I mean? And that shit is weird to me. But that's all white supremacy shit that a lot of us been taught through generations that we need to do to be successful, to have this American dream to fit in with these racist white folks. And I prefer not to do that. Yeah, listen. See, shout out my brother LT. Listen, you gotta understand too. The reason they so upset. Listen, if you see a lot of, I watch a lot of this shit. I be seeing a lot of these people. They be on the internet and they be talking crazy, and I don't even get mad about that shit no more. It's nothing to even get mad about. I like when other races of people really tell us how they feel about black people in America. I really love it because it lets. I'm hoping and wishing. Now I don't hope shit. I wish our people see this shit and be like, okay, now we know who these people are. But at least a lot of them or some of them or whatever, right? So when these people come around, start trying to want to have conversations about issues, like we're not having, like I don't want to have conversations with other races about black people's issues. You're not our ally. You could be a good one. You could be good from your community. You're still not our ally. Stop trying to figure out what we're talking about and figure out why some of your people or a lot of your people are doing and acting the way they're acting. How about you check them? Stop trying to figure out what we're talking about. Because we've been doing this shit for hundreds of years to try to explain this shit to y'all, and y'all still don't get it. So why we keep having this conversation? It's a waste of energy. And like I said, to my black folks, they always put this thing around us, this stereotype around us like we do more bad than we do good. It's bullshit. We don't commit more crimes than other races of people. We don't, not in this country. It's just that they create laws that they know that a lot of our black people being in certain environments that we may, I can say may, a lot of the times we may commit. And that's why you see a lot of our people in jail. The way the system is built to make sure we commit crimes. So that's why you see a lot of our black people locked up in jail and shit like that. You get what I mean? You're talking about it's people in jail that have been in jail since the 90s, the 80s, the 70s, the 60s. Like people keep forgetting this shit. So a lot of of course it's gonna be a lot of our people there. It's a lot more of us. Of course it is. That's why I told y'all. It says about 13 to 15, it's like 15 to 20% of black people in America. Right? It's more than that. Because they're not counting the black people that's in jail. Okay? It's millions of black brothers and sisters that are in jail. So they're not counting those black folks. So, you know, It is what it is. But they count them. They have the count. They count to put them on the count of how many black people in jail though. You get what I mean? But as society, they don't count you when you in jail. They don't. Like seriously, they really don't. Listen, my whole thing is this, people. There's nothing in this society that we should be, as black people, really mad at, really, when it comes to racism and systemic racism. We just got to fight against it. There's nothing to be angry about. Because like I said, the one thing, I love that racists are being racist. So we know where we stand at with some of these people. The problem is with a lot of our black people, that's why you see some of our black people falling for the okie doke with some of these racists, right? Or they side with them over us sometimes, is because they're hanging around with inner closet racists and other minority groups that's anti-black. And so that's why you get the sellouts and the coons. Because they're telling them shit that they're not racist because they accept that black person. Well, I got black friends, I got black family members. If you got black friends and black family members, you shouldn't be racist then. You understand what I'm saying? Like if I got gay people in my family, which I do, I would never side with people that's anti-gay. I don't give a fuck what religion I'm in. Like, you understand what I'm saying? Listen, that doesn't mean that I agree with everything with the gay shit, but I don't want to discriminate against them. Like, you understand what I'm saying? Like, you can't say that you not this, but you're siding in with people that create bills to go against people that you say that you're not that. That don't make no sense. You know? I wouldn't be cool with somebody that hate gay people, that's homophobic. Like, you get what I mean? I'm a grown ass man, dog. Like, nah, bro, I'm good. You know what I mean? Listen, I know, it was a gay dude. I call them he, she's. The ones that, and they might look at it as a slur, but it's not to me. Because if you ain't fully crossed that line to be a transgender, he was a man trying to be a woman. And you like, I see mean gay people. And I'm like, yo, get the fuck out of here with that. Man, if you don't sit your pussy ass down somewhere, like, man, get the fuck out of here with that shit. I call them he, she's when they piss me off. Especially them transgenders, that they piss me off so like, man, get your he, she ass out of here, man. Like, because some of them are rude and disrespectful. Right? Listen, we all deal with shit, right, in life. But you don't have a right to go around treating people wrong. Especially when you at a job. You get what I mean? I tell people this all the time, man. Like, yo, if you're not emotionally, I love my job, but what I do is mainly because I don't have to interact with people like you think. You get what I mean? I do have to interact with certain people, but I know when to, like, put my emotions to the side and do my fucking job. Because I don't have to deal with people every day. Like, I don't have to have that interaction with them constantly. You know what I mean? I could be in a bad mood. I got a lot of shit be on my mind. Right? So, but that don't give me the right to go around and mistreat people because I got all this shit on my mind. You get what I mean? Like, I don't understand that shit. And I don't understand why people do that shit, bring that shit to work like that. That should be crazy to me. You know what I mean? But we gotta really talk to people and get them like to really think like, yo, stop bringing your personal shit to work and mistreating other people because that shit don't look good. And when the dude did that shit, Church did that shit, man. I was like, yo, man, fuck with me, man. Like, I don't like that. It's a way you talk to people. Like, and a lot of times these people, they be having positions where they're not even really working that hard, bro. And it's like it's almost it's like it's like it's something that takes over them of when they in powerful positions. Human beings are like that for some weird reason. And I see it all the time. I just be like, yo, but I check that shit right then and there, bro. Like, yo, you're not talking to me like that. Sometimes I let it go. Right? And sometimes they can see my face expression and that tells them everything. You get what I mean? But I try not to be as confrontational as much as I used to be. Because I understand, like, it ain't even about them. It's about my reaction. Because my reaction is going to be way different from what the fuck they think it's about. Because they on some high horse and people be thinking they above people and they disrespect people. Like, that shit is crazy. And it's me that I try to keep my composure and shit like that a lot of the times. Because people don't be understanding, bro. Like, you talking to people any type of way and shit like that, man, that shit is not cool. And then people get mad. And then now people like, I didn't expect this person to do that. Okay. Well, I do. I expect when you see fucked up shit happen a lot of times, people, it doesn't shock me. I done seen it all. I done seen people get their ass whipped for less. I seen people get stabbed for less. I seen people get shot, killed, stabbed for less than what motherfuckers be doing a lot of the times. Everybody want to think they tough and everybody want to disrespect people because they in powerful positions and shit like that. It be weird shit, man, people be doing. It's a society thing. Like, that's why I said when you look at this shit with the kid Austin and Carmelo, this is a society thing. Both of these kids made life decisions that ruined their lives forever. One is dead and one is damn near basically dead. His life won't ever be the same no more. He, you better hope he can get the appeal people. That's in Texas too. Just saying, man. Now people ask me like, what if he was in more of a different town? It was more black people and shit. Would he would have got off? Most likely, yeah. Yeah, most likely he was. But I believe that the prosecutor or something would probably have moved out that district. Because they probably wouldn't feel like they will get a fair, trial. And that's why I said about his lawyers. It's like, yo, you supposed to push that shit out somewhere else, bro. Now we come to find out that the DA, the father of the victim, Austin, and the judge all know each other and they hung out. That's a conflict of interest. I just wonder what Carmelo defense team, what the fuck was they thinking? Honestly. If I'm Carmelo and I'm locked up, I'm not putting a lot of hope and wish and promise in that this shit gonna get appealed. I wouldn't do that. Like, just understand jail life is jail life. Adapt to that shit. You know what I mean? It is. Listen, the way how this shit got set up and how corrupt the system is in a way, the justice system. Listen, bro. There's a 0.1 that this should get overturned, or he would get a new trial or something like that. Like so, even if he get a new trial or whatever, they might not. He may get a bail, he may not, but I highly doubt if he get one. Like so, he's gonna be locked up. So just get adapt to that shit, bro. And like I said, people say, "Oh, Kenny, adapting to jail, nigga." That's a whole different life. Being locked down like that. I told you it's modern day slavery. Number one, and number two, you dealing with some of the most ruthless people in society, all in one area. And a lot of them probably wasn't like that, but they turned into fucking animals in jail. Like, you get what I mean? Like, the jail doesn't help people. I keep telling people that it does not help. They used to call it rehabilitation and all that shit. It doesn't rehabilitate people in jail, people. You know, you hear some people say, well, it's a very small percentage. Some people say, yeah, jail, it helped me. I need to go to jail. I need to sit down. Right? That's a very rare thing. It's very rare. You know what I mean? But that only comes with how you can move in jail, right? It just depends. Because some jails structured a certain way. You know what I'm saying? You can get protected in jail in certain type of ways. You know what I mean? I always tell people, nobody, when you go to jail or prison, nobody is adapt to prison or jail. You're not adapt to that. That is some inhumane shit. I don't give a fuck who you are. Right? Now, if it's a motherfucker that goes to jail and go to prison all the time, yeah. But the average motherfucking American, you cannot ever get adapted to jail and prison. You don't. Spending one night in jail will fuck you up. You get what I mean? It can fuck you up. There's so much inappropriate shit that goes on in the jails. And you would think a lot of that shit would just be prison shit, like the inmates. No, it'd be the COs. They doing all types of horrible shit to inmates and shit like that. You get what I mean? So, you know, it be what it is, man. It's no, like a lot of people that be in jail, they don't, that psychologically in there, they fucked up. Everybody in jail, a lot of times, if you're in that bitch long enough, psychologically, you ain't right. Because you got to adapt to some type of, like, you're dealing with people that, listen, you could be in that bitch for just being caught with some pound of weed or a gun that you ain't never shoot. You ain't no violent motherfuckers, but you are surrounded by violent motherfuckers that actually did violence. Sexual predators, people, like, you get what I mean? Like, that's what always bothered me too, is that when people in there raping people and shit, but these are the same people that tell you, yeah, we rape child predators. You raping another grown ass man. You ain't no different. You're a rapist. Like, you don't get no brownie points because you're a rape or fucking child predator. But you rape innocent people. You take their act. Like, that should be weird, bro. I don't want to listen. Jailers ain't being in prison, being arrested, being in jail is not the spot. That ain't no shit you want to go to. That's why when people be playing tough and shit and all that shit, man, jail ain't shit. I don't fuck with nobody say, hey, call me a punk, call me whatever. Nigga, my heart beat when I gotta go to jail. Because I gotta turn into another nigga. I gotta go, it's almost like a street mentality. If I had to go back in the streets right now, I had to turn into a borderline psychopath again. But jail is another whole level. You gotta turn it down into, you gotta be willing to kill a motherfucker. You know what I mean? And then you get in prison and shit like that, because prison is different from jail. Just being real. Being real about that shit. They tell you jail is worse than prison. And they're not lying about that. Because niggas, you got a bunch of young, stupid, ignorant motherfuckers that act like animals because they treated like animals in there. You know what I mean? You go to prison, a lot of that shit they do in the jails, they can't do in the prisons. So a lot of motherfuckers be like, I'm good with going to prison. But jails is where a lot of people get raped at. A lot of horrible shit happens. Being in the county and shit like that, in the feds, you don't hear about that shit like that. In the federal jails and shit, you don't hear about that shit like that. People getting raped and shit like that. You don't really hear about that. Give me 1 second, y'all. I'll be right back. All right, people, I'm back. Let me see. So I got something else in. I thought I had something else to talk about real quick. Let me see. Oh, yeah. Let's go back. Let's stay on the topic. You had told you had black people. Some black people was coming out here saying it wasn't about race. Grown ass black ass people. You know, I don't understand somehow black folks. But let's listen to this real quick about somehow black folks that was out here defending, you know, white supremacy in a way, like they like ignoring race, or we race baiting. They was telling black people we race baiting. We want to make everything about race. Everything ain't about race. Okay, cool. But listen to this.
We're live from Mybridge Club for High Plus News. I'm John.
He's guilty. Y'all know he's guilty. You don't get a pass because you black. Like, are you people, black people, are you kidding me right now?
Now, as the nation continues discussing the trial of 19-year-old Carmelo Anthony, a former high school student who would kill another student at a track meet, after, according to his defense, would feel threatened.
And let me just say this. do you understand how comfortable you gotta be as a black person to not know none of the evidence? You got some of the evidence. They're not, and my honest opinion, I like when they have cameras in the courtrooms. I love that shit because you can see what's going on. So we don't be having to sit out here and you hear some of these black people, he's guilty. Yeah, he's guilty of killing the motherfucker, yeah. Murder? Intentionally trying to murder somebody? No. The evidence do not show that. His intentions of how he felt, this evidence is showing that this kid did not intentionally try to kill his kid. It wasn't an intentional murder. He stabbed him. He didn't probably think he was going to kill that kid. He said, is he okay? Like, it's video of this, but we didn't see none of this video. Mind you, they ain't even put it out. It ain't got leaked or nothing from this trial. Nothing. That's why I like when videos, when court, in certain court cases, is being televised in the courtroom. I love that shit because it shows the people what really is happening instead of people speculating or shit that, you know, we get certain people come out and we can't say is 100% because even though they was in the courtroom, can we say what they saying is 100%? No, because we're not seeing it. But when there's cameras in the courtroom, we know what they're saying is true. You almost not need the media when they got cameras in the room, in the courtroom. So these black people should be ashamed of themselves. He guilty. Yes, listen. Yeah, he did it. He murdered the kid, but he didn't intentionally try to murder that kid. It's a difference of your intentions. You tried to murder somebody, then you murder somebody and you didn't intend to do that. I don't think Carmelo intended to kill his kid. He didn't even know Austin. He didn't even know him. So why would he intend to try to kill his kid? They had no connection. They didn't know each other other than the one dude that was, I guess, on the team or something like that Austin was talking to or whatever. That's the only connection they got. But he didn't know Austin. Austin didn't know him. So he didn't intend to try to kill his kid. But let's move on.
People, are you kidding me right now?
Now, as the nation continues discussing the trial of 19-year-old Carmelo Anthony, a former high school student who would kill another student at a track meet, after according to his defense, will feel threatened, people's emotions are still very high. Now, as we covered, a large number of black people would express their frustration in seeing Anthony receive a guilty verdict for the murder for the 2025 incident.
What was it like when the verdict was read?
I feel like it was designed to protect white people, the system, and it was not designed to protect black people.
Now, what has also been interesting.
Now listen. Let me say this, right? Because people are like, oh, black people, we over emotional. Listen, I don't have to fully agree with this sister or certain black people that feel this way, but I would rather for my people to feel this way than not to. Right? Like when you got the other black people talking about he was guilty, he was this. Like that shit turns me off. I'd rather listen, I don't have to agree with the sister fully, but I understand where she's coming from. She's not coming from an evil place. She's coming from knowing the history of this country and having history herself of dealing with racism and bigotry and seeing others deal with it. That's her skin complexion, right? And her people. So I don't have a problem with the sister feeling the way she feels. I may not agree with everything, but I understand. But for people, some of these black folks come up, like, you know he's guilty. No, we don't know he's guilty. First of all, listen. Allegedly, like I said, it's a tape out there where they jumped this kid. And I'm just trying to tell everybody, it ain't how we used to be. They didn't even put him on the stand to ask him, why did he have the knife? Why he thought he needed to have a knife? Like I told you, there's only two reasons that kids bring weapons to school. To show off or for protection. It's nothing other than that. And that's backed up by facts. Kids do not bring weapons to school just to bring weapons to school, bro. And like I said, to have that type of knife wasn't illegal for him to have in the state of Texas. Right? It was not. I gotta look at this. It was not the rules of school. He shouldn't have had the knife there. But him walking, just say he ain't in the school, on school property, he walked around with that knife. Nothing happens to this kid because it's not. He gonna get charged for having that knife on him. Right? And I believe if it didn't happen on school property and happened outside of that, it might be a little different. And that's why I think that's part of why they might have felt him guilty, because they like, yo, you had to know that you ain't supposed to have that knife there. And but like I said, we don't know why he had the fucking knife on him. We don't know if he just had the knife to just show off, right? Or he had the knife for protection. We don't know. We just don't know. Nobody's talking about why he had the knife. We get no answers from that. And I think if I'm on the jury a little bit and they're not presenting that to me, I can see how they kind of like, well, what the fuck? Why he had a knife then? But anyway, let's move on.
2025 incident.
What was it like?
When the verdict was read.
I feel like it was designed to protect white people, the system, and it was not designed to protect black people.
Now, what has also been interesting for some is that not all black people feel like this. However, in fact, there is a large number of black online users who will take to their social media and agree with the all-white jury that Anthony was guilty. And for them, they don't care if he was black. Wrong is wrong.
No reason why he should have pulled out a knife. You don't do something like that. You fight it out like a man.
What would you say to them saying that it was 4 against 1?
It wasn't 4 against 1. None of the evidence points
She's
to
lying. Because she was not, like I'm going to say she's lying. I'm going to say this. Allegedly, people, it is a tape of showing that they tried to jump him. They not tried, but they jumped him. And she's like, oh, fight like a man. Okay. Ma'am, you are a petite black woman. If some big ass white woman come and start whipping your ass and you felt like it was a threat to you and you had a knife, you just gonna just fight? Come on, please stop. Please stop. This is what I'm saying about people are living in delusional land. Listen, like I said, if you bigger than me, nigga, we ain't just fighting. Like I said, I don't fight. So if you put your hands on me, that's a threat to me. You assaulted me. So I'm going to assault you back. And I don't give a fuck about what the consequences is. If I got a knife or a gun on me, I'm going, listen, first of all, I might not shoot you. I give you a warning to back the fuck up me. First of all, I won't even let people get that close to me. But just say we that close. You put your hands on me, and I got a knife, and you bigger than me. I'm going to stab the fuck out of you. Sorry. Because I didn't put my hands on you. I didn't come in your space. You came in my space. You approached me. You made me come off and feel like you're a threat to me. And people don't really understand that. You got a big motherfucker, and allegedly it was a whole bunch of people from the football team or whatever the fuck they was on that posed to attack him. But imagine all these big motherfuckers coming to you like that. And nobody trying to defend you or nothing. And you got your knife on you. And you touch me and see what happened. I'm going to stab your ass too. You're talking about be a man and fight it out. What? No, I ain't. Listen, you call it whatever you want to call it. We don't live back in the day. And I come from back in the day where we fought. That ain't what's going on popping now. You don't know what nobody got. I don't know what this big motherfucker got. He might got some shit on him. I don't know. This is why Carmelo should have took the stand. Because he could have said, I didn't know what he had either. But I said, if you put your hands on me, I'm not even gonna give you the chance like that. Everybody ain't built like everybody else. And then people talking about what they would have did. You don't know what the fuck you would have did in that moment. Talking about you fight. You don't know what you would have did. You don't know how afraid this kid was. This fucking 6-foot-something kid, 200-something pound kid. I'm 5'10", 130-something pounds, and this big motherfucker coming at me. And I warn him, you put your hands on me, man. And like I tell everybody, if you got a weapon on you, if it's a knife, hammer, whatever, a gun, whatever on you, you feel a little bit like, nigga, I wish you would put your hands on me. That's anybody. But that's not, I'm not intending to try to kill you, but I'm telling you this, you put your hands on me, we got a motherfucking problem. I ain't trying to kill you. I hope I don't kill you. But, yeah, man. Somehow black people be on some bullshit. And the crazy part about it, some of these people ain't never been in fights in a day in their life. So we fight it out like a man. You fight it out like a man. First of all, you a woman. You ain't no man. That's no one. People out kidding, getting sexist. Yeah, you're damn right. You ain't been jumped by men. You don't know what that shit feels like. You ain't gonna feel like you gotta protect yourself in front of these big ass women, and you a petite woman like that. You just gonna fight? Please stop. Back in the day, yeah, maybe, but now, no. I've been jumped before. Listen. I maybe might have lost 2 head-up fights, maybe, that I can think of, right? But majority of the times I got in fights, I got jumped. Well, I was in games fighting, like we gang fight. Now, I never lost a head-up fight like that, and it's probably 2, maybe. Right? That motherfucker just, better fighter than you. I lost to a dude that was bigger than me. I lost to a dude that was my size. So, you know what I mean? That's why I don't move around like I'm tougher than everybody. Nigga, big nigga your size, whip your ass. Well, no, that's not true. Hold on, time out. That's not true. I never got beat up by a dude my size. Always got the 2 I got beat up by that I know of, they was bigger than me. I never lost a fight, a motherfucker that was my size. And like I said, I usually got jumped. Right? I had some hit-up fights, but motherfuckers my size, I know my business. But that don't mean you can beat everybody. And people always like to pretend that they know how it feels to be being bullied. If you ain't never been bullied before, stop talking like that. You fight like a man, he put foot like a man. Fuck out of here. We don't live back in the day. A lot of these white kids is going to school and just shoot innocent people. He actually stabbed and killed somebody that he felt like was trying to bully him. All of them, if it's true, allegedly, if it's true that they try to jump him, he didn't stab everybody else. He stabbed the motherfucker that, you know what I mean? But, yeah. I don't like people speaking on shit and they ain't never been through shit. I don't give a fuck what skin color you are. Right? That's like me sitting down if I'm talking to the Jewish community about their history and shit. And I'm trying to tell them what they should have and should not did and all that other shit. I can't tell them that. You just listen and respect where they coming from. Maybe we would have did some shit different. But that ain't the time to tell people what they should and shouldn't do. But anyway, let's move on.
No reason why he should have pulled out a knife. You don't do something like that. You fight it out like a man.
What would you say to them saying that it was 4 against 1?
It wasn't 4 against 1. None of the evidence points to that.
Why do everybody think Carmelo is not guilty? Like, y'all got to start taking race out of everything. Like, Carmelo is definitely guilty. He did not need to use deadly force against that boy. He killed that boy in cold blood. Look at the facts. Like, you was asked to leave the tent multiple times before they even did anything to you or touched you.
Young sister, you don't know what the fuck you talking about. I don't give a fuck how many times Austin asked him to leave and he didn't. Austin still ain't have a right to put his hands on him. Like they confusing shit. And you know, and it really, really bothers me about some of these black folks that, you know, listen, it's one thing, all right. Do I want shit not to be about race? Yes. But we can't live in denial. Okay? And listen, and maybe that incident, what happened with Carmelo and Austin wasn't about race. Let's just say that. I'm not for sure about that. I always said I'm not for sure about that. But people outside of that, his parents and Carmelo parents and everybody, y'all make this, a lot of us talking about this shit made it about race. Y'all did that. I mean, we all did that. So you, like, who are you talking to? And then you don't even read the evidence. I mean, you don't even know all the evidence. He had to do that. You don't know that. You don't know the position that this kid was probably in. How he felt. Because you know what? We haven't heard. Other than you said he felt like his life was in danger. He couldn't explain it. He didn't get on the stand and explain it. It was a bad move by the jury. I mean, by the defense, I'm sorry. Like, what the fuck are we talking about? You see cops get on the stand and you know they lying. And they get off. Or they don't get as much time as Carmelo got. Carmelo was the only thing Carmelo did was two things he did was wrong. Right? Was that he sat somewhere where he wasn't supposed to sit. If he knew it or not, okay, just say he did though. But it was fucking raining. Okay, cool. Nobody said nothing to him until this kid came over with his people, allegedly, and approached him. Nobody else said anything but Austin. Right? Okay, so you say he shouldn't have been sitting there. He should have just left. Okay, cool. Still don't justify Austin putting his hands on him. Okay? The second thing, you say the knife. He shouldn't have had the knife. Okay, cool. Rules of the school shouldn't have no knife, no weapons. I get it. Okay, cool. But Austin still shouldn't have put his hands on him. Like, where's the accountability of this kid, God rest his soul, of people saying, hey, man, he still shouldn't have put his hands on it. There was so many things that Austin could have done to prevent his death, prevent the situation of escalating. But Austin decided to escalate it. And you keep saying, he stabbed him. He intentionally tried to. He didn't intentionally try. Yeah, he stabbed him, but he intentionally tried to kill him. I do not believe that Carmelo intentionally tried to kill his kid. Bullshit. Bullshit. Because I don't give a fuck who you are. You talk all that shit all you want. You're supposed to just fight or whatever. Listen. Hey, man, big motherfucker over top me and I got me a knife. And I warn you, don't put your fucking hands on me. You put your hands on me, you see what happens. That's a warning. That lets you know. Hey, man, I don't fuck what you talking about. Don't put your hands on me. And if you don't know how aggressive, and we don't see the tape, we don't see a lot of this shit, how close and aggressive, and these kids are sitting around pretending, for whatever reason, how aggressive Austin probably was. You can take shit as a certain threat. Talking about he pushed him. He didn't push him that hard. You put your hands on me, bro. He warned you, don't put your fucking hands on me. And you decide to take that risk of putting your hand. Listen, do y'all understand what I'm saying here? Just think about this stupid shit. People saying, oh, well, he stabbed him. He had to do that. Listen, bro. If a motherfucker warn you, you bet not. Don't you put your hands on me, you see what happens. One or two things. He can ready to beat the dog shit out of you, or he going to pull a gun out, or he going to stab. Something going to happen. Something bad can happen. Motherfucker just could be talking, but you don't know that. That's why you don't supposed to put your hands on nobody. And he, listen, God rest also soul, he fucked around and felt out. Now wishing, listen, I'm not okay with what happened to this kid or no shit like that. I'm just saying, I chalk that shit up as he didn't take I wouldn't call it a threat, but I would say he didn't take what Carmelo was saying of, man, I don't give a fuck what you talking about. You better not put your hands on me. If you put your hands on me, he didn't take that serious because he thought he was big, bad. What this little motherfucker gonna do to me? And not assuming that you can get your ass stabbed to death. One stab. It wasn't a whole bunch of stabs. He didn't stab him a couple of times. That's why I said it wasn't intentional. Because if he was intentionally trying to kill this kid, he'd have stabbed him more than once. That's how I know it wasn't intentionally. You standing one motherfucking time. We gotta stop this bullshit trying to live in La La Land. People like, oh, it's just some hood shit. No, it ain't no hood shit. Yo, you can't go around putting your hand. Listen, if somebody rolled around and put their hands on me, bro, you listen, man. It's not even I hope you do that. It's not even I wish you would do that. Don't do that. To anybody, not just me, anybody. Don't go around putting your hands on people, man. Because you having an argument. Have an argument. Whatever said, whatever. Walk the fuck away. Now, like I said, even when racist people say racist shit and black people wind up punching them, knocking their ass out or whipping their ass. Right? You go to jail, you got to accept that. Because you put your hands on that motherfucker. It's words, I get it. But you put your hands on somebody, it's assault. You got to take the consequences with that. You got to understand that you're willing to do that. Right? I just watched a video a while ago. It was some black sisters arguing with some white women. And I guess they said something real fucked up and racist. And no, they probably saying all types of fucked up shit. And the white woman didn't like what the black woman said, and she smacked the shit out of her. And the white woman hit her ass. It was some shit we seen. It was at some type of game for the kids. It's a graduation. White woman was talking real gangster shit or some shit like that. She grabbed her phone and threw her phone out, and the sister like almost was in shock. But after that, she was in shock. Her next reaction was to knock her ass out, right? Well, bloody her nose, pop the shit out of her. And she almost like a victim. Oh my God, my nose bleed. And mind your family probably was there, everybody was there. And they kind of just let this shit be what it be because mother probably was out of pocket. Well, we know she was out of pocket. Listen, words is words sometimes. Words can get you killed, words can get you fucked up. But when you cross the line of putting your hands on somebody, you can't sit out here and be like, oh, well, they should have just, just sort of just did the same thing that the other person did. That's not reality. It's not reality. I don't know why people act like they live in this la la land. You don't know what somebody else is capable of doing, so why do you put your hands on that person? That person ain't thinking, oh, well, they should have just fought that shit out. Carmelo, he should have just fight like a man. Fuck the universe you live in. You don't know what somebody is capable of doing. You don't know what he was going through. You don't know. You have this big ass kid coming at another kid that's smaller than him. Come on, man. And he warned him. You put your hands on me, you see what happened. He put his hands on him, he seen what happened. In the story. Listen, we didn't see people get punched and knocked out, hit their head on the ground, certain shit, and die. And people get convicted of murder. We seen somebody push somebody and a motherfucker swing and punch a motherfucker and knock them out. They hit the head on the curb and they die and get convicted of murder. We done seen it. So, like I said, stop putting your hands on people. Keep your hands to yourself. There's one thing saying whatever you say out your mouth, but like I said, you put your hand. Listen, I believe anybody put their hands on anybody, you cross the line. And you can't be mad of people's reaction of what they're going to do. Like, I don't like to be touched in no type of way of, like, maybe, of course, sexually, but outside of that, I don't like certain shit to be touched. I don't, you know what I mean? If I pound nigga up, give him a hug, that's, certain shit. But I don't like people touching all on me, like, you know what I mean? People laughing, oh my God. Like, I don't like that shit. I try not to do it, but I do it sometimes, right? But I try not to do it as much. Like, people I don't like to be touched. You know what I mean? Yo, you put your hands on somebody, man. I just don't understand why people just living in this la-la land that they don't understand this shit. Especially somehow these type of black people. Oh, what the fuck is that? All right, people, I'm back. I didn't know what the hell that was. It's firecrackers. They was not firecrackers, but fireworks. They was doing some fireworks. That shit, because it was going off like it was shooting guns and shit. That shit was crazy. But anyway, but yeah, fireworks. Anyway, let's get back into it.
He did not need to use deadly force against that boy. He killed that boy in cold blood. Look at the facts. Like, you was asked to leave the tent multiple times before they even did anything to you or touched you. You should have left the tent. That was his first mistake right there. When you trying to prove self-defense by deadly force, you have to have taken every option to get out the situation. He had an option.
And you see how she's doing? She's trying to make it seem like because he didn't get up and leave because another child told him to leave. It wasn't an adult. It wasn't a supervisor. It wasn't no what's the name of people? Kanaya. Jesus. Kanaya. Yeah. Jesus. God, come on now.
Sorry.
Yeah, you loud, babe. You loud, boo.
Sorry.
You got dice?
Huh?
Did you get it?
Yeah, I did my own time.
Okay. Wow. And you see what she said? She was like, oh, he should have just got up and moved. Because another child told a child to move. Like he got some type of authority over another child. Mind you, Austin did not know Carmelo. Carmelo did not know Austin. Like, you get what I mean? You see what she's saying? Like, that shit supposed to make sense? Listen, even all that shit she's saying, she act like Carmelo was the aggressor. Carmelo put no hands on nobody until this kid put hands on him. And allegedly, they jumped him. And this black woman is sitting here, this black sister is sitting here talking about, oh, he got plenty of opportunity to just leave. Just leave. Listen, ma'am, you are a coward. I'm not here to tell you to move. No fucking child. You're talking about children. We're not talking about grown adults. We're not talking about if a grown adult comes and say, you can't sit here, we got whatever here. Use even that shit with another grown as an adult. And it depends what their temperament is when they approach you, that you may flip the fuck out on them. But you're talking about children. All you goofy ass black folks that be doing that goofy shit, stop. He should have just got up and moved. He was in the wrong from that. So what? They don't give a right for Austin to put his hands on him, though. You keep ignoring that. You have more of a problem that he didn't move when Austin told him he couldn't sit or he had to move and get away from the tent. You got more of a problem that he disregarded Austin? Another child. But you have no problem with Austin putting his hands on him. Okay. Let's move on.
Until you or touched you should have left the tent. That was his first mistake right there. When you trying to prove self-defense by deadly force, you have to have taken every option to get out the situation. He had an option to get out the situation. He did not have to stay in the tent when he did that. 2, he had enough to say, touch me and see what happens. You see what I'm saying? Like, Carmelo knew he had a knife on him. You see what I'm saying? And boom, you get into it with 3, 4 boys. You know they're gonna do
okay. You making our point. You sell out. If it's 3 or 4 boys, regardless of what Carmelo said, nobody's supposed to put their hands on. You know what? You keep trying to put all the blame on Carmelo. Listen. Am I okay that this kid is dead? No. Right? No, hell no. But I'm not mad at Carmelo for stabbing him. I'm not mad at that. Listen, you keep talking about all these options that Carmelo's supposed to do. Carmelo didn't approach them. They approached Carmelo. Regardless if you think he was in the wrong or not for sitting under the tent or not and did not want to move. Even after that, when he didn't want to move, you know what Austin should have did? Instead of putting his hands on putting his hands on Carmelo, he should have went to go get an adult. Because most likely, it would have got de-escalated. And if Carmelo was still would have acted a fool, which we kind of highly don't think he would have did to an adult that told him he had to go and move, it's because it was nothing in his background of him disrespecting adults or defining what an adult says. That's what Austin could have did. Austin took matters in his own hand because he felt like he had the power to do it. For whatever reason he thought. To tell another kid, you can't stand there. You can't sit here. You can tell him that. You crossed the line. Listen, Austin crossed the line when he put his hands on him. I don't give a fuck if Carmelo was in the wrong of sitting there or not. When you put your hands on somebody, you cross the line. Young sister, with your goofy ass. You probably be letting them white people call you all types of niggas and say racist jokes around you. Damn shame that black people will sell a soul for bullshit because they cowards. You see a lot of these buck dancing coon sellout niggas, they are cowards. They don't stand for shit. I don't give a fuck that Carmelo it almost you saying he defined a white boy, a child at his age, like he's supposed to bow down to another child. Are you crazy? Bitch, are you out your mind? You a coward. Don't try to make the rest of us cowards. He should just got up and moved away. Everybody want a quarterback, Monday night quarterback at the shit. But yeah, whatever. Like I said, Carmelo could have defined this motherfucker, say whatever he said, I ain't moving, whatever. Once Austin put his hands on him, Austin crossed the line. You can say Carmelo was in the wrong for not leaving, sitting there, whatever. When Austin said what he said or whatever, he should have did this and did all that. But once Austin put his hands on Carmelo, it doesn't matter what Carmelo did or what he did do or what he didn't do. This dude crossed the line. This kid crossed the line by putting his hands on him. And you just ignore that. He didn't have to do that. Okay. Whatever.
He had enough to say, touch me and see what happens. You see what I'm saying? Like, Carmelo knew he had a knife on him. You see what I'm saying?
So what?
And boom, you get into it with 3-4 boys. Like you know they're gonna jump you. You know what I'm saying? So you egged him into fighting you, so you had a reason to stab him, and it didn't go.
First of all, are you stupid? You think he was egging them on to put his hands on him? That's a narrative you're gonna run with, you goofy ass woman. He egged them on. First of all, even everything you said, he egged them on. Why are you putting all this responsibility on Carmelo? He's a child. You don't put no. So we're just going to excuse that these teenage boys that are 6 foot, 200-something pounds, put hands. Well, one of them put hands. Allegedly, all of them did, but one we know for sure put hands on Carmelo. You have no problem with that. Because will he disregard of what another child said? Lady, what the fuck is wrong with you? Are you stuck on stupid? What fucking universe you live in? Oh, I'm sorry. You're just a coward as a black person. You're a coward. You might be the motherfucker that get bullied all the time and don't fight back and haven't fought back. You're just a coward. I'm just going to leave and I'm going to move away. Let me get out of there. They told me to leave. I'm just going to leave because I don't want no conflict. First of all, ain't no fucking person, no child is going to tell me to move. Hell's wrong with you? These people live in La La Land. They stuck on stupid and they scared of white people. But she trying to dress black and be black. I'm about my black clothes, but you dress like us, but you ain't us. You ain't us. Selling out like that. God damn. She's selling out her soul. You know, white people probably got her scared. Wherever the fuck she live or she work, them white people got her scared. Fuck out of here.
You see what I'm saying? And boom, you get into it with 3-4 boys. Like you know they're gonna jump you. You know what I'm saying? So you egged him into fighting you, so you had a reason to stab him, and it didn't go his way. Like it's levels to self-defense, and I feel like we need to start teaching people what real self-defense is when it's coming to using deadly force.
I'm not no Uncle Tom either, but y'all gotta make sure y'all got y'all common sense making caps on today. The only thing that black people trying to do right now is ricochet this shit past the point of what the it really is. If your coach told you to leave the premises and everybody to leave, and you stayed there, provoked the situation, and then stabbed the kid, what the fuck are you supposed to be in jail?
Guys, this shouldn't be an argument. If you stab somebody at a school event, you should go to jail. Why didn't you just fight the other kid? What made it seem as if it was a good idea to stab another child? Why are we fighting over this as black people? What the hell is wrong?
Man, such a stupid. Listen, and mind you, we're not talking about. Listen, some of these people that's talking, right? And you got the older adults. It makes it even worse when you hear the older adults speak like this. Now these are young people speaking. We are doing a disservice to these young folks. These young folks are ignorant. And they are cowards. They're just cowards. But I guarantee you, if this was a black person, they wouldn't have this type of energy. If this was so-called black on black crime, they would not care. They wouldn't care. But it's happening to, he go to jail, he blah, blah, blah. And they try to say, oh, it ain't about race. Get the fuck out of here. Listen, the incident may not be about race. Outside of that, it's about race because y'all making it about race. Right? The problem with this is that, understand what I'm saying here, people. These black folks that you're hearing, they're cowards. These are people are delusional too. Because my understanding is what you're saying, if you didn't jump, you got a knife, it's a very high possibility that people are jumping you could kill you. Listen, have you got jumped before? Like, people have got jumped before and died. The fuck you talking about? People get hit with one hit of quitters and die. So, as me knowing that, I'm not taking no chance. You put your hands on me. You cannot tell me the type of aggression that I will do after that. You can't be upset at it. You put your hands on me, man. Shit, you got cops out here just saying, I felt threatened. He moved a certain type of way, and they start shooting. What the fuck are you talking about? And they kill people. They kill innocent people. People ain't got no guns. The one kid that got shot in the back by the Chinese person, he dropped the gun, and all his son had to say he got a gun, and the father shoot. What? And he get off. And you mad at Carmelo Anthony that literally got hands put on him, that he felt that was a threat to him? Are you crazy? Let me just say this, right? More and more, I see somehow black folks out here embarrassing us. Y'all are in embarrassment. You motherfuckers really live in delusional land. Some of you black folks. You can have white friends. Listen, plenty of white friends, but I don't let white friends pretend they're around me that race don't matter. I remember one time I was at a party, one of my white friends. You know about white people there. It was about like 1 or 2 minorities was there. I was the life of the motherfucking party. Right? Because that is me. Right? Had people drinking, taking shots and shit like that. This is me. That's how I get down. And I got a little fucked up. And I said some shit about, I remember I said some shit to a dude that was a minority that was at the party. Shit happened, whatever, right? Like I said some shit or whatever, and I think one of white friends that I had, his brother said some shit, and I didn't take offense of it, right? Because if I took offense of it, I would have took offense of it. But I said something to one of the minorities that was there, right? And mind you, he's in an environment all the time with white people. So it could be racist jokes that he hear, say anything, or they could be in the closet racist. But a friend of mine, his brother, he really said some real disrespectful shit that I didn't think was disrespectful, right? Because I was trying to be insulting, right? And he was being insulted. So it was like we was joking, like it was a joke thing. But I remember people that was around did not think that I took it as a joke, right? Like I took it serious. Like it was like, yo, they're telling the person I was school with, the brother that said some shit, and he was like, he came to me, he was like, man, everything good or whatever? I was like, no, I'm good. There's no big thing. I said what I said. We good. And he was shocked about it. But I said, if I indulge in certain shit, right, I'm okay for the shit to come back. It was all jokes too. It wasn't like we was being serious. We was just making racist jokes, right? And it was okay with me, right? Now I'm not saying that it'd be at that time it'd be okay with other black people to do that, but it was for me. I was okay with that. I didn't have a fucking problem with it. I didn't think the dude was being a racist, or his brother was being a racist or shit. He just was hitting back on some racist shit, like, you know what I mean? And I was doing the same shit. Like we were back and forwards. It wasn't a big thing to me. Right? So I'm gonna tell you something that motherfuckers don't realize. Even though I felt a certain type of way, his brother didn't feel a certain type of way, but other white people, that almost liberal type of white people, right, made the person I know that I came to, his brother, to come to me to make sure everything was good. Right? And he apologized. I said, you apologizing for? We good. I ain't got no problem with him. Like, it's all right. Like, I said some shit. Like, you know what I mean? I wasn't offended like that because I was saying some shit too. Like, you know what I mean? And it was almost like we was jonesing, but it was real. Right? And now, honestly, at the time when I was doing it, I didn't see nothing wrong with it. Right? Even from me or his point of view. We just was joning. But I look back at it now, yes, of course, that shit can't happen now. But back then, being young like that, yeah, you don't see nothing wrong with that shit. Right? Now, after all that shit was over, I mean, when shit was happening at the time, went out there, I was sitting with some dude, I think he was Middle Eastern or some shit like that. But he was a different Middle Eastern dude. He was a dude that grew up around white people. Right? And even like on some white liberal shit. Right? Where, you know, they hide their racism and shit like that. Like, you know what I mean? He wasn't whatever. And I said, yeah, we the only minorities here, huh? I was just joking with him because I just was getting into shit with one of my friends' brother and shit. You know what I mean? We was going back and forth. It's fine. That wasn't a big thing. Like, I mean, I didn't feel so that way. I just was fucked up. Right? That's the only reason I left, because I wouldn't have left over them shit like that. You know what I mean? Because we didn't, like, it wasn't like something crazy like that. Right? Like it wasn't nothing like I got angry about. I left because I was too fucked up. I got too fucked up. Like every time everybody came in, I was just taking shots with everybody. So I got too fucked up. Man, I don't do liquor like that. And my dumb ass was just sitting there trying to be the life of the party. It's my stupid shit. So I left because of the simple fact of I was fucked up. I probably would have stayed longer. But, and I said this shit to this minority dude. Right? Middle Easterns, people are Middle Eastern or whatever, Muslim, whatever. And this motherfucker got mad offended that I said what I said. I said, yeah, we don't minorities here, man. I just joking. He looked at me with the shirt. I say, and he looked at me, I said, well, man, fuck you too. Fuck with me, bro. You gonna act like that? I said, damn, you like that? And I was just sitting outside by myself out of that because I ain't like his face expression because I kind of felt his energy. The fuck out of here. I was like, yo. And that's when, I ain't gonna lie to y'all, that's when I knew I had to understand when people grow up in certain environments that they don't understand certain environments. They just don't. You know? And I'll be trying to tell people that. Everybody don't grow up in the same type of environment. You know what I mean? Regardless if they minorities or not, they just don't grow up in the same environments we grew up in. You know what I mean? So I'm very cautious of that now. That's why I don't do I don't play around with certain type of racist jokes and shit like that because you know people don't grow up in your environment and they don't get it. You know what I mean? You can bag on certain people, you know what I mean, in an environment. You know what I mean? Because like I said, if you don't know certain people shit, like I told you, one thing I always say, yeah, certain white people do certain shit. That's just real shit. That ain't no lie. Right? Just because black people grow up in your environment doesn't mean they don't do white shit. They do. And it's like black people. You get black people who grow up in white environments and shit like that. They do black shit. They just don't do it as often. But that swag of us comes out in them. In certain situations, you know, but you know, you talking about I'm young, I'm in my early 30s or some shit like that. Mid 30s or something. And I'm doing that dumbass shit. But I probably was in my early 30s. It was early 30s. But yeah. But you understand, like, you get older, there's certain shit you can't do. Or you won't do. I won't be sitting there making racist jokes and like, you know what I mean? Like, because people roast people and shit like that, you know. But, you know, you grown, you don't do certain shit like that. Like, but people do that. You know? But you gotta understand the environment you was in. I didn't read the room either. Like, I wasn't totally in the right about it either. Like, you know what I said? That's why I didn't get really upset that or the white friend I had, his brother, said a racist joke because I wasn't offended by it in that way because I said something way crazier than that. I ain't gonna lie. That he said to me. I was yeah, all right. And he really thought that would hurt my feelings. I'm like, okay, cool. You still ain't shit. Laughed about it. Like I said, I probably said something crazy. I don't remember exactly what I said, but I said something crazy that came back and it didn't hurt my feelings like that. Right? Because you young, ignorant, and dumb, and you allowing people to say certain shit. You know what I mean? Even yourself, you saying ignorant, stupid shit. You saying racist jokes. That's even like you gotta take responsibility in that. You don't try to hurt people like that. You know what I mean? Like listen, I come from my culture. I know my culture. I don't I'm grown as man. I don't play around with racist jokes. That shit is offensive. Regardless. Even if I got people that ain't gonna feel that way about it. But I just don't do it. You know what I mean? So, excuse me, a lot of times people don't really truly genuinely understand that. Just because you feel comfortable doing some shit and you're around people that's comfortable doing that and saying it or allowing you to say it doesn't mean it's okay to do. You know what I mean? It's a moral principle thing. I ain't think I had no morals and principles as much as I thought I did back then. Because just to make those jokes or whatever, you know what I mean? However I felt. It didn't matter. I was wrong. I was out of pocket. So I couldn't get mad at the dude for saying some racist shit. Or people thought it was racist or whatever. Like, I started this shit. You get what I mean? You got to take some responsibility in certain shit. But it let me know, though, that when it comes to white people, honestly, even if they some type of liberal, they don't like to hear white jokes. They can feel offended because they think that I'm not like that. Right? But if your joke is, like, I'd rather for you to get serious with me. Like, Kenny, come on, man. Why would you say that? That's offensive to me. Like, I'd rather for you to do that, get serious with me, than to try to do a racist joke back to me. You get what I mean? Because you know that shit will cross the line. You know what I mean? Because white people can cross lines. And it's not that black people are sensitive. You can cross lines. And so as black people, we don't have that much in our of offending white people to offend them. Like, you get what I mean? Of language and words and shit. It's not like that. But white people have enough vocabulary words to use and shit like that to offend black people. And so that was my thing of it. That's why I don't, but when you're young like that, you don't know. But as I got older, you know that don't play like that. But for I look back at it, what he did, I was like, hey man, these was jokes that he probably was already saying. I tell you, people can be liberal all they want. White liberals all they want, but they don't hate black people and all that shit. Listen, a lot of these white liberals, they don't hang around black people like that. They just don't. So that's what a lot of that shit is. I always tell you, white people think that they are cool with the black community because certain black people allow them to be around us. And they think that makes them cool or acceptable. But it's really not. You know what I mean? I always told, I never have a problem with white people, and I'm going to leave it as this. I never have a problem with white people saying, I'm not as comfortable hanging around black people like that. I had fun, but I was skeptical. I respect that. Because black people, as a black person, I'm never comfortable around a whole bunch of all white people. Of different races of people. Why would you? It ain't your people. It's not just on some racist shit. It's a culture thing. I could be anywhere. I'll probably adapt to everything. Right? You understand your lane where you are when you're dealing with certain people. Even black folks. Like, it's not necessarily all the black people going to accept you if you come into that in a situation. So you got to be very conscious of where you are. White people think, oh, some certain black people allow me in to say certain things or do certain things. They accept me. That's cool. That's how all black people are. No, that's not true. You can't fuck with all black people. Listen, I want white people to understand this. I'm going to leave this to this. If black people allow you in a presence, be appreciative of that, but really genuinely understand that you can't, that doesn't mean that the black community accepts you. That's just those particular black people that's very different from a lot of black people. We are all not the same. You know what I mean? Just because I hang around with certain white people doesn't mean that if I go hang around with some other white people that it's going to be the same. It's not. You know what I mean? But the one thing that I will say this though, and I'm done with it. When black people accept you, we protect you. Right? Because it could be some black people like, no, hey man, chill the fuck out, man. Like, you get what I mean? We're not doing that. Like, we protect people that ain't from our culture. If you come in our culture, you're amongst us, you protect it. Ain't nobody gonna fuck with you. Like, honestly. So that's our thing. And all right, like, and even for me, certain shit you can't say to white people around me. Like, you get what I mean? It's conversations we can have, but you gotta be respectful about it. But if shit get too out of control, I feel like it's going out of line. Certain white people I'm around, I'm that's with me, and my people going low, you know what I mean? Yo, chill out, man. Come on, man. Chill out, man. He ain't like that, man. Chill out. Like, you know what I mean? He ain't there all white people and shit. You know what I mean? Like, if I feel like if my people picking on you, if I feel that way, I step in. Right? A lot of I've been around white people that I was cool with. And they family, they basically bigots or racist. And they would do shit and say shit. And I would see people, white people I hung with, and they wouldn't stand up for me. I was like, yo, the fuck? Like, that shit ain't cool. Well, you saying y'all say the N-word, motherfucker, you haven't heard me say the N-word around you, but you think that you can use that around me? Like, you know what I mean? I've been in situations like that. And I had to start fucking with certain white people. But like I said, we don't get protected as black people in their communities when we the black person there. But when they come to our community, we protect them. All different is we protect them. And so that's why a lot of black people in this day in 2026, we don't have that empathy. Not I ain't say that empathy or sympathy. We just don't care like y'all think, like we supposed. Like y'all, it's a normal thing if we care about what y'all care about. We don't care no more. But anyway, I gotta go to my daughter track meet tomorrow. Get some rest, man. Take me a shower. Shave early in the morning. Gotta wake up early. Leave your comments, hit that like button, support your boy, Mr. Obia. Peace and love to the world.